everybody. Welcome back. We did it. Welcome everyone to episode 32, week 32 of Sahlen's Legacy. We're a live play D&D show. We're interactive. We have all kinds of different ways that you can play around with us, which is very fun. We'll get into that in a minute. So let's just say at the top, hi, I'm Danny. We're missing one at the moment. He'll be right back.
I didn't even realize he left.
Yeah.
Go.
He's getting sneaky. Oh, that's me. Hi, I'm Haley, and I play Captain Orstone, a tiefling warlock rogue, who we just, we've got a mission up in the Steam Fangs. We've got some fun things to find up there, and a mission up there. God. Steam Fangs.
Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Justin. I play Nitsage Alsup. I'm a wizard, Quailier wizard to be exact. I have a heart beast named Hailstorm, who is what that is.
A baby horse is 11 months.
Goodness.
Wait, what? Who? There was a thing.
There was a
Yeah,
follow.
we've got subs happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Subs and
gotcha.
follows and all that
Copy
good stuff.
that.
Thank you for the sub, Wormwood Gaming. Thank you for the continued sub, Stack Oolongs. Thank you, Valen, for almost a year. There's your horse. And Valen 36. And all the subs right now are going to be gifting fun little emotes to everybody in the chat. So it's fun. It's just a good
Yay,
time.
fun stuff.
Thank you for the follows, everybody. I can't keep up, which is awesome and wonderful. So much appreciated. We got one of the gifted emotes, and it's a dog with a reindeer nose on.
I thought he was trying to lick his nose. It's a reindeer dog nose.
I have an ad
cute.
going, so I can't see. Oh, wait.
All right, where do we leave off?
Hailstorm is a half dragon, half horse. That's it. That's it. I'm a wizard.
He's your little friend.
Weezord. Yeah, we talked about him
Your
already.
heart beast. Oh, go on.
Weezord. Next up. Anybody.
Me. Hi.
Oh, I thought we were going.
Wait, is it not?
No.
It's Boo Boo.
Great. It's
Sure.
now me. I'm Andrew. I play Boobo, a Quailier elf with a heart beast named Dumaril, who's half eagle, half owl. And I am a ranger / druid now.
We leveled up.
Excellent. And I have a portrait of my face that is with me at all times.
It's a mimic.
It's real.
Don't let him fool you.
It's real.
Wait, do you have 2 portraits now?
He does.
Ooh, that's right.
He actually does have a real portrait of himself now.
Yes.
What?
And it's dope.
Oh, yeah. Were you right there for that?
No, you were totally there for that.
The portrait of you with your portrait.
Yeah.
Right, from the beginning
The
of the
most
party.
perfect
And then you
portrait
still have the
ever.
giant portrait somewhere in Copperforge. And
Right.
And your mimic
Oh,
portrait.
so you were a collector.
So you have a real portrait. You have your mimic
So
portrait.
many.
And
I
then
need to retire and have a room full of portraits. I need to recover the copper forge.
You will. You will.
Okay, so we're
All right.
peeking a little bit. Ryan's working on the sound, guys, so we are aware. Ryan is playing Andre Monroth, and right now we're ripping our hair out. It's fine.
Would you like me to introduce Andre? I can do it. I'm fairly well equipped to introduce another gnome cleric.
You do your first.
Okay.
We good?
No, you keep going.
Oh, okay, check. Sorry.
What shall I do?
Have you introduced yourself already?
No. Hi, I'm Diva. I play Starheart. She's a gnome cleric / rogue because she's always wanted to be sneaky, was raised by some bandits. She's pretty cool. She drinks a lot, but doesn't have a problem.
Never been.
I thought that
Never
sentence
would.
was going to go
Oh,
on,
that's
but it
perfect.
didn't.
So one, thank you for the follow. Welcome. And also, what was the other thing? The setup looks so good. Thanks, Stack Oolongs. Wait until you see our finished, right behind me. You can't tell because I'm green screen, obviously, but we have built a full tavern set in this corner here. And it's going to, thank you for the follow, Sir Brian. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
I think I already said that. I did. It was just a little lurk.
Cutest gnome.
But yeah, so we're waiting to slap on final details like lanterns and stuff like that in this area so that it's going to look even more legit than it does at the moment. We spent all day building it. We did, I guess, an 8-hour stream. People came, people helped, Dave helped. Ryan did a lot of it. I did a lot of it.
I painted.
Val did a lot of it. She's right there. You can't see her. Kind of. Crimson Saber 7, thank you for the follow. And also, thank you so much, Wormwood, for that enormous, gigantic, super Uber raid. Much appreciated. And Wormwood has been kind enough to sponsor us, and they sent us a whole bunch of kick-ass towers and stuff that we've all been using. Haley and Justin already had their own. They got the big, wide, awesome trays that are like emblazoned with their crest and stuff. And yeah, if you use our promo code at checkout, you get free shipping. So 'tis the season and
To
stuff.
be gifting.
Yeah. So that's very,
And
very
get free
exciting.
shipping.
It's a good time. So thank you guys, and thank you for bringing new folks here. And new folks, welcome. So let's get into, now we're going to talk about interactions. So they've changed slightly from the last time we all played. The majority of them are all the same, but I'll go through them very quickly as far as how you can interact with our show. So for every $5, you can give our players Sahlen's Blessing, but it's been lightly upgraded. So we've eliminated Lifeblood, and we've decided to add just another effect to Sahlen's Blessing. So it's a d6 roll that you can apply to any check, damage, what have you, but now you can also use it, you can cash it in to heal. So our players can roll a d6 to heal 1d6 health. Pretty fun.
Sweet.
Every $10, you can give our players a reroll into their pool of rerolls that allows them to pull from at any time. Say they roll a nat 1, allows them to reroll it, get a better chance. $15, you can give me a DM reroll, which allows me to force them to reroll their roll. So if they roll a nat 20, they don't get to keep it because I'm mean. And then at every $25, at $25, you can drop a character. So that can be an enemy that they have to fight. It can be an ally who fights alongside them, or anything in between. This can be a generic NPC who you just think is funny, and we will chuck them into the story and we'll have it happen. $50. This one's a little complicated, but mostly it's fine. This is the Turn the Tide token. So I got a little bag of coins here, and if you tip $50, I give one of our players a token that they can cash in to take charge of whatever scene is happening. So like that, say you're in a locked room. If you cash in the token, all of a sudden you find another way out. Or if you're out of weapons, suddenly look, a sword, that kind of thing. So you're allowed to shift. They're allowed to shift the situation in their favor. And really take over the scene. Similar to DM Powers on our Wednesday night show, but not quite as just game breaking. And we have goals. The goals have changed a little bit as well. We still have at $100. We'll do Broaden Horizons, which will each player will inject a new truth into the world. Whether that be like, hey, I know down the street there's this guy who does this thing that I need, right? Or allies, objectives, things that did not exist before, that I had not created, but now is permanently added to this world. For instance, last 2 weeks ago, or last week, whenever these happened, our players, we had that happen. We went down the line. So Andre got a scrying eye. Aura now has a weapons cache waiting for her in the city that they're headed to.
Oh, let's get there.
Nitsuj now better understands his newfound ability that he got from a pact with the demon. Starheart has, player Diva knows that a character that Starheart knows has information that she needs. And Bubo is now renowned with the Steamfang military. All of these things are now true because of that particular goal. At $200, we're bringing monsters back. So we're talking boss level battles, party could easily die style monsters.
I don't like that.
They're my favorite. It's been a while. We haven't had them in
easy
a bit, but lots of feedback from you guys says you missed them, so we brought them back. And I got a fat stack of baddies over here to pull from. And then if we do hit $300, there will be Catastrophe. And that is danger falls upon the party, enemy hordes, natural disaster, anything aggressive, super looming,
Dogs
super
and cats
dangerous.
living together.
Legit, lethal shit. And that's the long and short of it. I talked for way too long on just about that shit. So let's get playing and stuff. Once I find my thingy.
And stuff. Mostly and stuff.
By the
Mostly
way, Cactuar Stir Fry, they've been following for like 23 months. That's a lot.
23 months?
I don't even think I have a baby animal that
Wait,
gestates
can you
that
say
long. It could be like
two,
plus
like,
something.
back to back?
Yeah. So an elephant is like 21 and a half months. That's an African elephant. So, and then 2 more months is like a guinea pig.
Hooray.
You have an elephant and a guinea pig.
So eventually, we'll all have menageries of little lambs.
Yes.
It's going to be great. Hey, Busel, how's it going, man? Hey, everybody, and thank you so much for sticking around.
Only $300 for
Raiders and kind
TPK.
folks.
Stop it.
All right.
Stop at the stir fry.
Stop it.
Think of your baby elephant.
Oh,
and your
total
baby guinea
party
pig.
kill! No, bad.
No, we just ordered minis. I don't
General
want them
Davis,
to die.
there is a chance. I do set aside monsters that I do feel will fit in the situations we are currently in. But there's a chance. You never know when a Trask is going to show up.
Bring it
You never
on.
know. Blame Carla. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for joining us. If that was a follow, it was a wave. I'll take a wave. Hi. And good morning, Newsy Mousy. Hello.
Hi.
I hope you guys are feeling better. I know you guys were not feeling too good before. So, Blame Carla, there's a follow.
I think there was another 11-month request, and that's a baby llama.
Baby
Another 11 months.
Llama
Yama.
face.
So if you do follow us, let us know how many months, and I can tell you what kind of baby animal that is.
Oh, Gormir. I love that. Be careful,
Be careful
what you
what you Tarrasque for. That's a nerd
Waka.
joke.
Nerd.
I like
Sound good?
All right.
Sound
that.
better?
Do we
Sound
sound
better.
Did
okay?
you introduce yourself?
I'm Andre. I play a cleric of Clote. I'm also a gnome. And that's about me.
Yay!
Yeah.
Quiet, not loud in the mic. Cheers for Ryan for fixing that on the fly. He is both playing and running everything right now. So I
He's a badass. He's an MVP.
He is.
MVP. Lady Amphi. I love seeing all these new names in here. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you for coming.
So to catch you all up, not on everything clearly. There's a lot if this is your first time, but So last week it was kind of split between two nights. There was a festival in this small town called Thatchweed, which is this mountainside town. It's dwarf miners. They mine this particular element called mooncatch, which is this crystal that they use to charge magical objects. And so they make a living selling it. They had a giant one in the center of their town that powered that town. Somebody stole it. Turned out to be an old acquaintance of the party named Jarrett Valmir, who's a complicated fellow. So he stole it so that he could heal some folks. He uses this liquid silver to replace damaged and removed limbs. And so he stole the central crystal that powered the town, yada, yada, yada. And then there was so in the festival, there's kind of like this prom moment between our players. Like everybody kind of got dates. We have people showing up. The dwarves are very, very kind and amiable with everybody. Cool folks. It was very sweet. It was a good, nice week.
It was cute. Super cute.
And yay. So, and that's about it. I think we left off with that.
I do.
Yeah. Oh, Andre had issues with his daddy.
My daddy.
yeah.
So
daddy issues, huh?
So Andre worships Clote, who is the god of death in this universe, and his father worships basically the goddess of creation and life and beauty and all that stuff. So they've got problems.
Thanksgiving was rough for them.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, delayed reaction.
Yeah, so that's that. So currently, my notes. So yeah, the morning comes and the town is overwhelmingly hungover. Everyone's been drinking heartily, having a wonderful time. You two are actually sober because of Elder Cabe.
Yep.
He was afraid you were going to make fools of yourself, so he lowered your alcohol content from
Oh,
afar.
that's right. Yeah. I forgot.
Because of because of the soberness. Were you still going?
No, please.
Because of the soberness, Nitzig went. He had found out that he could speak with Kelric through a device that he found. Not a device. It was a crystal or some sort.
No, it was a corrupted sigil of Clote, or sigil if you prefer.
Thank you.
Sigil.
I
Sigil.
didn't
I
write
know.
it down
Yeah, I like
because
sigil
That's what the
too.
I did not have my notes with me through Skype.
Oh, that was the other thing. Yes, she did. Starheart did dance with Tiny Toes, and the entire Tiny Toes family.
They all showed up and they were all wonderful.
And they're all still there. They haven't left.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
They
everyone's
are.
still there.
That's
Everyone's
hilarious.
still
Oh,
in
yeah,
the town,
because
just kind
Tiny
of mingling
Toes
in the
went to
morning.
gloat to his family that he danced with the best person in the world.
And for those of you also new, Kelrek is a child of Clote, so one of the demigod children of the god of death, and he is a very aggressive, violent god.
I released him.
That Nitzig released and made a deal with. Evening, the Maharashi. Evening also met on Gandalf's stream earlier, and she mentioned you guys are going to be part of a very special Bard-only D&D game. Congrats. Yes, we will on the 14th.
Cool.
I think. Pretty sure?
No.
Yeah. No? Well, yes. We'll figure it out. Yeah. We will be there. We just have to remember the date.
Super cool.
Yeah. 17th. That sounds right. We'll say yes. Yeah. Anywho, sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Sure. So, because of that, Nitzig went into his magical blank journal that he has, and was asking about a way. No, excuse me. It's the other journal that he had that can give him spells if he requests them. So he was requesting for a spell to basically talk with other deities on different planes. So, yeah. So he went and found that out, and now he has the ability to cast a ritual of contacting other deities.
Oh yeah, and you used the other journal to get an image of where Kelric was.
Yes, and I didn't get to write that down at all.
Yeah.
So
You
sorry.
I
shared
wrote
that
it down,
with
I
us,
wrote it
right?
I said someone write
Yeah,
this down.
you
I
should.
remember it.
Nitzid asks the journal where Kelric is. Kelric is surrounded by nothingness. It's windy and some sort of mist or cloud, and he is struggling in his posture. That was it.
That's great. Thanks, honey.
Or that's the notes I took anyway.
Yep.
So.
Thank you for writing that down because I wrote down I
Nothingness.
want a homunculus.
Jarrett Valmir,
Those are great notes.
the complicated fellow, has like an army of homunculi who follow him around and do all his bidding because he's clearly not a people person.
They're like winged Stitch.
I still want one.
Yay! All right. So
So the night. So we've gone through the night. The
yeah,
night
it's
has passed.
morning. Gilbert makes sure you all are fed. He brings you guys some eggs and bacon and stuff, the usual. Yeah. Oh, but he does kind of summon you all to the town square. And he looks like kind of shy about it. And he's got his hands kind of behind his back. So I didn't tell you, but I'm the mayor. And as the mayor, I'd like to thank you all for your service. So here. And he like goes behind his back and pulls up this this tarp that was covering up a table, and there's a gift for each of you sitting kind of wrapped in little like burlap, because everything here is wrapped in burlap. Yeah.
Oh,
Do they have tags on them so we know whose is whose?
Yeah, they have your names on them.
Are we meant to go and grab them, or are we waiting to be handed them?
You can't tell because he's
Okay.
being awkward.
Okay.
Great, excellent. I'll walk up to mine and then hold up my portrait and like size it up to the gift to see if it's another portrait.
Or like a nicer frame.
Yeah.
Yours is about this big.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And once I see that it is smaller than my portraits I currently have, I am slightly disappointed in the fact that it couldn't possibly be another portrait until I think of the idea that canvases come in all sizes. And it could be a very, very small portrait of me that I could carry in my pocket at all times. And then I proceed to get super excited and can't wait to open it.
Sure.
What's this guy's name again?
Gilbert.
Gilbert? Gilbert, is this one mine here?
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, may I open it?
Of course, it's
All
yours
right.
now.
And then as I hold it up, Doomworld gets excited as well, and he just like claws at it and like rips the packaging and kind of assists.
It's a green glass vial with some like really thick material in it. It's got a little skull and crossbones on the top.
Oh,
Well, you look like the hunter's sort, so I got you some
Right.
poison. Help you bring down the big ones.
amazing.
But was totally doing the you shouldn't have thing right
I love it. This is really the best thing that anyone has ever gotten me in my whole life.
Make a deception.
No, great. I'm already at a -1.
perfect.
Good, natural 20.
Awesome. You see, like his eyes just kind of sparkle, and he's like blinking back a tear. Oh, I'm so glad. And he starts like he hands off each of you your gifts.
I look back at it and then just wink at him. Yeah. You're welcome.
It's very kind of you.
I open mine.
Okay.
What have we here?
Andre, you get. Oh, where did I put it? Ah, yes. You have a book. So it's a little book, and it's kind of like
Looking at Andre, you're looking at Nitzich.
an Itsage. Sorry,
Okay.
Oh yeah, you said Andre.
did I? Oh,
Yeah.
because I was looking at the wrong line.
So you don't have a book.
Nitsage, you do have a book.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you also.
More books.
So it's just like it's a little like history of Mooncatch.
Cute.
And so it's a book on application, like ways to use it,
Ooh.
and also there's some like limited alchemical instructions. There's like little recipes in there on how to like kind of craft your own stuff using Mooncatch as a base ingredient. So there's like little potions for like a one-time use fire breath, ice breath, that kind of thing, and it's just basically you need additional ingredients to make those things happen, but you need Mooncatch to start it. And then Andre, you receive from him. Yours is this little floppy thing, so he empties out this bag into your hand, and it's a little it's prayer beads.
Oh.
But he's like, I got these off of a trader. Now these, each of those beads does something special. You'll know. You're smart. You'll figure it out.
How many beads are on there?
There are. Oh, good question. There are 5 beads on there.
Okay.
How might you describe this poison? So I can add it to my inventory based on what options we have.
It's gooey. I don't know.
I mean, well, is it basic poison or is it ingested contact?
It's meant to dip your arrows in.
Okay.
So he saw that you were a hunter, so the idea is you
Okay.
dunk your arrows, you'd use it, and it would just cause additional poison damage on folks.
I'm assuming it's just a basic violet potion will work.
I pick up my present and I start shaking it because I want to know what's inside. But it's like the kid at Christmas trying to figure it out. So I'm shaking it and I'm like listening to it.
It doesn't rattle. It doesn't make any noise. It's about this big, but in your hands, it's about this big. Little gnome. So when you open it, it's a tankard, but it's all carved from one solid piece of Mooncatch.
That's super cool.
Wow.
Super cool.
And it's charged, so it's like glowing.
Shiny
Your
open.
drinks are gonna taste so good coming
Oh
out
my
of that
gosh,
So
I'm gonna
good.
be magic. Is there any liquor in it?
No, it's okay.
Liquor.
Oh.
Leave it door.
Like I went to I go to take a sip and then notice there's nothing in there, but I'm still very excited.
Hooray. He just smiles at you.
Are you wearing your dress?
And Aura,
Yeah.
you get...
I have my armor on.
You seem like the sort who likes to find people. Now, this requires that you find them first to begin with, but he kind of rattles the little bag for you around, turns it over in your hands. These are tracking stones. You keep one. You put one in someone's pocket, in their bag. You always know where they are.
How many stones are in the bag? Or is it just 2?
Just 2.
And make sure you let Andre see those so that he can remember what they look like, so that he can scry on the person as well too.
Oh, that's good thinking. Thank you. That's very kind.
You saved our town, so we're in your debt. He also gives each of you one crystal, one regular piece of Mooncatch.
Thank you.
A piece of Mooncatch.
And they come charged. And he basically he says, now these ones you can destroy them, to use them however you like, but at the same time you can use these to overcharge your current weapons. If any of them have any magic on them, this will allow you to let them do one strong burst of energy. You can recharge it overnight, use it the next day.
Can it amplify magic from within us?
I've never tried. I'm not a magical man myself.
Well,
Try to eat it.
Nope. Nope. No, thank you. Thank you so much. This is all going to be very beneficial to us.
I'm glad to hear it.
I run up to Gilbert and I give him a hug.
Get buried in his beard and his like waxy stash.
Great big bushy beard.
What is to happen with the residents in the catacombs?
Well, they're welcome to recover as long as it takes. As long as that fellow already left. So yeah, we're fine. We'll take care of them. Now we have the means. Now that the central crystal's still working.
Well, I believe we were supposed to all go up to the steam fangs. Is that correct?
Yes. Do you, does Thatchweed carry anything that would keep us in better shape in the cold, or would that be a town more north from here?
One more time.
Looking for coats and jackets and
Coats.
furs.
Oh, yeah, aye, yes.
Wait, wouldn't the steam fangs be steamy?
And probably fangy.
Hey, Boo-Boo!
Isn't it cold in that mountain range, though?
But there's
Yeah.
hot springs along the way.
There's hot springs
Yeah,
along
that's
the
why
way.
it's steam fangs.
Yes,
What am I thinking of then? It's past the steam fangs?
The grasslands.
I'm thinking the glass.
Yes.
lands.
So north of the steam fangs
Copy that.
is just frozen wasteland.
Never mind then.
Could we possibly, because we do need to get these people to the steam fangs,
We do.
maybe carts or horses and...
We've got ponies and mules. We've got a few carts to spare, but only about 3. They're a bit more rickety, that's why we can spare them. So best of luck. I hope you're good with your hands. But they're all yours. I can 3 carts, 3 mules I can give you.
Well, if you want to send a couple dwarves with us, they could just bring them back when we're done bringing everyone up.
And we could pay them if need be.
Wait, mules like the small animal or like a mooncatch mule? Like,
He blinks slowly. Just-
I don't think that's a thing.
oh,
you all have seen the mules at this point. You know they're mules.
Well, they're hard though.
Yeah, so he says, I can give you Hermed, Bamir, and Grit. They can come with you.
Hermir, Bamir, and Grit.
Yes. Hermed,
Hermed.
Bamir, and Grit.
And these are all mules.
No, those are the dwarves.
I mean,
These are dwarves.
she's not wrong. That's what it sounded like.
That's correct.
These are.
But yeah, just
It's like an Olaf word. So those are the mules, right? You name your mules.
Yeah?
I had a quick technical question to go all the way back to the stupid poison, just so I can my brain can work. The basic vial in here says it coats up to 3 pieces of ammunition. Is that enough of what he gave me, or is it more or less?
I wrote down you get 10 uses. So if you'd like to write, so yeah, 10 dips basically.
10 dips. Okay.
I also have a question. Have we received our stuff from the blacksmith?
No.
Okay. Okay.
But thank you, Gilbert. Thank you very much for all your help, and you always have an ally with us.
Thank you, and all of you always have a home here.
Oh. She'll be
He
fine.
like reaches into his jacket and starts filling your new tankard.
I really need a tankard.
Do you feel better?
Yeah, bummer.
yes. Hey, Gilbert.
Right?
Hey, so, I pull up the.
Wait.
No, it was like sneaky,
No, I know,
sneaky.
but he's panicking.
Oh, so it's like a secret?
Aye, that's why he gave it to you in private.
Oh. So don't tell them? Is this our little secret?
Just don't let anyone else see it if you can help it. You can tell your friends if you trust them, but I don't.
I mean, I kind of trust most of them on a good day.
I leave it to you, but the more we talk about this, the more danger you're in.
Wait, what? No, well, you know what? I'm tough. So
I believe you.
I
I'm
believe me
trusting this
too.
with you.
Okay, I got you. End of conversation.
You'll know.
I have spoken.
And he's like, ha 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 ha!
Everything is fine.
Jokes, love telling jokes, right? And he like slaps you on the back.
I was reading my book the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think we were probably a few steps ahead, headed toward
Yeah,
the
yeah.
enchantment shop.
Oh yes, our gifts.
Well, your gift, yes. Your bag of holding. We need to go pick that up for you.
Oh, so
We have a couple of things:
Yes.
the quivers and the bag of holding.
I have a list now.
also,
Where's Greyflower in them?
They're all around.
They're around. Okay.
Yeah. Them, the tiny toes. Fucking...
I just don't want to call the Flintborn my family in front of him because I feel bad.
That's fair. Yeah, he's not. They're not here at the moment. They're mostly outside of town.
Okay,
Because
cool.
they want to. They're the communing with nature types. The Tiny Toes are in town. The Ironhorn are just outside of town. The dwarves, who you know, are now they're not with you yet, but they've been informed that they will be coming with you.
My cousin. Family in the catacombs. I should probably say hi, be like, yeah, I'm alive. What's up?
Well, actually, we have a couple things that we should do. One, we need to go to the Enchantress shop and get our stuff.
I agree.
And then we can go down to the catacombs and maybe...
Help out load everyone up.
Yes.
Yeah,
if
I
that's-
lock my weapons before I go down there.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Hey, Boobo.
Hey, Starheart.
Well, excuse me. Fine, I won't share my marvelous idea with you.
How
You should
marvelous. Go on.
You should give your portrait a weapon. If you have one, and you should give your portrait one. The portrait?
Yeah, portraits don't hold weapons, love.
But if you...
They sit there and they look good.
But the one that moves every now and then.
It moves because I'm carrying it from place to place.
He's going to hold on to that until he dies.
All right.
Yes, let's go to the
We
enchant.
head to the enchanter store. Back to Sty.
The sty.
Do they have guns?
He does not.
I've
The
never
dwarves,
asked
as
that
a
question.
people, do. The people in Thatchweed do, because you've seen their cannons, and you've seen a pistol. Actually, Nitzig, you might be holding a pistol still. They gave you one when you ambushed Jarrett.
I'll ask the sty guy what he knows about.
I wasn't physically here to write that down. I apologize.
We're on an
Yeah, I mean, and
alternate
I'll leave it up to you, because they handed you one,
Maybe
but it
handed
was
it
for
back.
that ambush, so it would be
Oh.
either you handed it back or you kept it. It's entirely up to you.
I feel like you would have handed it back.
I would have handed it off to something else because I don't do guns.
Okay.
Nope. It's like Willie Scott in Indiana Jones. Just drops out of the car.
So are we in the enchanter?
Yes.
Knock, knock. Good morning, Sty.
Yes. Come on in.
Thank you. Did you enjoy yourself last night?
I did, as a matter of fact. It was wonderful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
It
it was a party.
I danced.
I had my first alcohol binge.
He danced with me.
That explains that.
I asked a bunch of people out.
Wait.
Well, let's get you your things.
Please.
So he starts just handing out stuff. So Bubo, you get your bow back fully intact.
Thank you.
And he
Did you name it? Did you name it, Sty?
Was I supposed to?
Don't you normally name things when you hand them over as you magically attune them and you name them and then you hand them over? Did you do that?
Think of someone who carves boxes for a living.
Yeah,
Do
box
you
carvers?
think they name the boxes?
They might.
They don't.
Are you sure?
Aye.
Okay.
Boo Boo, you could name it yourself.
Well, doesn't the magic person normally name things? Say, this is the longbow of amazing awesomeness, and then you hand it over.
Well, I mean, it was.
Is that how this works?
He didn't make it though. He just gave it back to you. So if anything,
Yeah, and he fixed it, so it's all magically again.
shouldn't have had a name when you turned it into him broken.
No,
My sword
because...
has a name.
What's his name? From Copperforge?
Oh, from Klaxon.
Klaxon.
He's
It's
also
because
in town.
Klaxon didn't name him.
Wait.
He didn't name things either. It was really weird.
What if
I'm expecting these people to name things and then magically attune them and then hand them over.
Maybe, Bubo, you're the only one who names things at all.
What if his name is the Nameless One?
Yeah, anyway, Sty, did you come up with a name for my longbow?
What can you tell me about it?
What? Orithil does the fire thing, and I say the name, the Orithil, and then my arrows are automatically on fire from the longbow.
Let's call it the Devil's Tongue.
Devil's tongue.
Dang.
Yes.
That sounds...
I like it. Gonna lick people with my devil's tongue. Great.
Here's the item you ordered yourself. And he
Yes.
pulls out this quiver. This is the best part. And he takes an arrow and he chucks it and it sticks into the wall.
Oh, nice throw.
And then he just sort of you can see his attention just shift from the arrow to the quiver and it pulls itself from the wall and just goes straight back in.
Nice.
That's all yours.
Well, what's its name?
I don't like you.
Nobody does.
You okay?
Okay, returning arrow quiver. Got it.
It's like, and for you, little one.
Huh? What?
He has this sort of velvet box he passes over to you. That's what you asked for.
Oh, yes. I think it's customary to be crowned.
Is she royalty?
Yes.
Right? He's like, takes off his apron, he's fucking annoyed. Right, kneel or something, and he cracks open the box. Do you kneel?
Yeah. But isn't he supposed to kneel to me if I'm royalty? I shouldn't be kneeling to him. I bow my head.
All right.
I'm getting all into the semantics.
He places the small tiara on your head.
And?
Well, nothing immediately happens, but it does what you want it to do at some point.
I wasn't too clear on what I wanted it to do. So what does it do?
I know what it. Okay.
I said it makes me intimidating.
It does. So it will add +2 to intimidation checks.
Sweet.
As long as you're wearing it.
Okay.
When someone asks if she's royalty, just say yes.
Copy that.
And for you. I was very careful with it, I promise.
Thank
He goes
you.
back and he brings you back the plates. It's wrapped in this sort of like leather thing, so it's not getting any scratches on the stonework. It's all back to where it was.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Because you asked for stuff to be added to my bow.
Mm-hmm.
Does that alter the hit opportunity or the damage?
It does.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay.
Finish.
But
Yes, good
We
question.
didn't get that far.
Yeah, because this is her order, which was both of yours.
Oh, got it. Thank
But
you.
yeah, it's weird. This is how I
Nope, it's fine.
compartmentalize.
I'm on board.
So it's going to give a +2 hit for each of those weapons. So an additional on top of whatever you already have.
Yes.
And the dragon blood is basically just like it's going to drive toward whatever enemy you're choosing. And he. Yeah, I think that was it for that.
Did the plasma do anything?
Oh yeah, the plasma do. We'll just say an additional 2 damage on hits for both weapons as well.
And I believe you owe my friend Nitsage just one last item.
Right. And he just goes behind the counter. There you are.
I put my head inside it.
Did you say it's bigger on the inside?
Whoa. Oh my. Oh great. I'll take off my backpack and I just start putting in.
The bag of holding, right?
That's the bag of holding. Start putting it in. I start putting in my books and all that stuff. I start putting in stuff. Get the diary of Clote that's in there now. Everything's in there, and I'm gonna put the sack inside my backpack.
Wait.
Okay.
Could you carry these?
And it's like the 2 maces and the 2 shields and like the extra hand axe.
Yeah, I think that works. Let's see how. And I open it up. It just goes like. It just like opens up like abnormally large, right? To like have these things in, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is great.
I want to look too.
Nope, don't.
And you see like just his books and stuff just kind of like floating around.
Oh, jeez.
That's a trip.
Now the question is, how do you get it out?
I read about this. This is how I knew it existed. So just think of the item, and voila. And I pull out the Clote's book. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the Mooncatch Mule.
No, it has to be in there first.
Oh, damn.
Okay. Well, let's put all your stuff in here.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna get another Better get another.
Good night, Miss Sad Panda. Very well.
Good evening.
I'm gonna remove some of those.
Does anyone else need to put anything in the bag of holding?
So one mace, 2 shields.
Actually, can I drop in there?
Oh, right. I've got my glowing fish hook and fishing rod. I don't
Okay.
think I need to keep those on my person. If you could keep them in your bag, just don't lose your bag.
Fishing hook.
While you do that, can I ask Sty a question? 2 shields, 1 mace.
Thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Sty, sir.
Aye, milady. Your Majesty? What are you exactly?
Oh, your royal majestic star will do nicely, sir.
What nation are you from?
The land of
Star Nation.
Star Nation.
Make a deception check.
What? Tarnation, Make a deception check.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why you play the game.
$17.
All right. He's like, the most majestic of the awesome star.
Oh, it's okay. I got confused. I forget too sometimes. That'll do very well. Thank you. Yes. So,
Right.
so. This is fun. I was wondering where one, such as myself, might acquire a gun of badassery, or like a couple.
Well, the pistols are mostly for the miners when they get ambushed by large creatures, that sort of thing. We have a few, but not too many to spare. And we order ours from Steam Fangs. That's where they're manufactured.
Do you have any like magic stuff I could rub on it when I find one?
He's got that just kick to shit look on his face.
Oh, wait,
of like
no, you-
any like craftsman who's like, I could do that in a weekend kind of thing. He's like,
Wait, no,
that's not exactly how that works.
'cause you need to know
Milady up the star.
specifically, right? Specifically.
What would
What
you
it-
like it to be done to said pistol that is not in your possession?
I would. Ooh. I would like the bullets to be sparkly and then just shoot out and be like BAM! And then I want them to have giant teeth, and then when they hit someone, it'll be like.
Go on.
Oh, really? Okay, and then and then it'll just go through and go to the next one, and then it'll explode into like a firework. I've heard those.
I can
are
do
really
1/4 of what you just said.
That'll do.
You bring me a pistol and a lot of money, I'll do that for you.
Oh, you want some?
Yes, yes, I want money
No, I was gonna say
for that. Otherwise, unless you have more magical things to trade, I'll take that as well.
mooses.
We do have 5 elemental dragon claws.
But I also don't have a gun.
Dragon claws.
No, he said dragon
No.
paws. This was from some stuffed dragons in a collection in Staronia.
I thought it was Star Nation.
Well, thank
Staronia
you.
is the capital of
Thank
Star
you
Nation.
so much for your patronage.
You all leave.
You've been great.
I stay.
I like my things.
He like opens the door for the majority, doesn't say a word until Starheart exits.
I let them all exit and then I close the door.
Oh.
Now, I saw that you'd taken a little bit of a shining to my sword. Saw a little hint of familiarity. And also, there were some followers of Clote that showed up into town last night.
Aye.
And I would like to know if you had anything to do with that.
No. It's not like that. It's a business opportunity that has long since passed now. I thought about stealing it and selling it to them. They seemed interested in it themselves. Didn't know you. You're new to town, passing through, that sort of thing. I'm not above shady dealings, but I thought better of it. Plus, I like to live. It seems more dangerous than the trouble.
Wise choice.
Oh, thank you. It's in good condition. I couldn't do anything to it anyway. I thought about prying off that stone the first time I looked at it, and I didn't.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. Gotta love the honesty of a dishonest person.
Sometimes you got to know when to say the true thing as opposed to the right thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you chose wisely. They're all dead.
Fair point. I've lost a lot of money.
That's true.
Well, considering that you haven't punched or stabbed me yet after learning that information, I'd like to offer you a small favor.
All right.
If you can name it, and I can do it, it's yours.
How about I cash in at some point? I'll let you know.
All right.
You might be able to enchant this quickly. I'll just pull out a gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
Can you enchant this really quickly? When I flick it, that's when you know that I'm cashing in.
So he takes the coin. He just kind of shuffles back for a little bit. It only takes him a few minutes, but you just hear a couple hammering, some like stuff like that.
Light comes from underneath.
He brings it back, and the coin looks identical to before he started hammering it and hitting it and stuff. But as you hold it in your hand, it's a very dusty shot, but you can see the dust kind of like repelling away from it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It'll never not shine. But yes, I'll know. I've crafted myself, and he flips another coin, my own. I'll leave it on my desk. It'll flip when you flip yours.
Perfect. Good doing business with you.
He opens the door for you.
Nice.
And then he locks it immediately.
I'll slip that in a different pocket. That coin.
So just as a reminder of who all in our ridiculous cast of characters is in this town, you have all of the Tiny Toes. You have Klaxon Carball on his beast, his clockwork beast. Fizz and Clack are both now with new silver limbs given to them by Jarrett Valmir.
Are they still in the catacombs?
They're still in the catacombs,
okay.
yes. And all of the Iron Horn are within shout's reach.
Okay.
They're close enough. The Southern Dwarves are, so Gilbert and all of his friends and the people that he said will come with you are also available. They've been alerted. They're actually starting to pack up the wagons now for you guys now that you've left the shop. So that the mules are strapped. There's rations and all that stuff, sacks of items, things to sell. So more sacks of mooncatch, shockingly. And yeah, that's about it.
When Oro walked out, it was Nitsa just on the ground like a little kid, just dumping all of his stuff inside the bag of holding. Just, does anyone want to put anything else in here? This is quite remarkable.
Sorty go down the hole.
Sure. If you want to hold this spear, I've got a spear with yellow feathers on it. If you want to hold that.
Spear.
Actually, I'll hold that. Take these 2 javelins instead.
Okay.
Bag of holding.
Whoop. I'd love for Doomworld to be like, just like exploring all the space that's in there.
So many fruit activities.
Yes. Activities.
There are like weird survival rules for living beings in a bag of holding.
Yeah.
Are there really?
You
Oh,
wouldn't
then
want
never
to
mind.
tomorrow
There's a
there.
limited amount of air.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, that makes sense, I guess. You can't just climb in and hide yourself.
You know, I saw this silver crown in here. I should have just gave that to you to get it enchanted. Oh well.
It came part of the dress. All right, shall we go visit everyone in the catacombs and get everyone loaded up?
Speaking of dress, are you still going to wear that dress throughout the journey?
Well, I mean, have you looked at me?
You know what? That was a stupid question. I've done
What?
very dumb things before, and
Yep.
that was just right out.
And he's looking at you right now, so
I mean, have you looked at me?
sure.
I've looked at you! He's like swimming around on his little dwarf pony.
Dang.
With the piece of your dress
Oh, yeah,
and his
I gave
helmet
him
like
the
fluttering in the
dress.
wind.
Like from his helmet, like a.
Oh yeah.
That's for you. Him. Have fun.
No, I was just commenting. I thought we were doing a thing.
Just going up and down the street, just waving at people. He's still super happy from the night before.
I would like it to be like melted into my armor, but then if I ever change my armor, then I couldn't. So I'll just put the dress on top of my armor, unless I need to like be inconspicuous. Then I'll put it in the bag. I'm guessing.
Sounds good.
So you're heading to the catacombs?
To the
The
catacombs.
yes.
Ooh, the catacombs.
All right. So you go in, and people are still recovering. Most of them are still fairly. I mean, they're not broken and dying anymore, except the dead ones. But the people who have been repaired by Jarrett's are, they're starting to try to stand and stuff. You see Fizz actually trying out his new legs with this like great enthusiasm. He's been just jumping. He's already this super high energy little dude, and he's starting to like leap over things. Because you remember
Yoda.
from the first time you saw one of these limbs, the guy was able to like crush a table with his bare hand. And so he's just super excited.
Well, would you look at this thing? Can you believe it?
So Jared's still there?
Jared's gone. He left in the night because he knew he wasn't welcome anymore.
You said Elder Cabe left as well.
Elder Cabe also did, yes, because they were both traveling north to continue to heal people. These were the people who physically could not move any further in their state, but now that they're on the up and up, they're hitting the next phase.
Aura.
Yes.
I think I have a little better grasp on the resurrection spell that I know.
Oh.
But I don't want to risk it with everyone in here. So when everyone goes out, do you mind staying back with me and just kind of being another set of hands in case something goes wrong? I'm going to try and raise some of the dead. I think that'd be very beneficial for those who've lost their loved ones, right?
And my hands aren't good enough for you?
Wait, do we hear this?
Bobo did.
If you'd like,
Cleric.
Can you?
Helpful gnome.
Are you alright? You're coughing a lot down there.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to make a point.
Well, then just make it.
Yeah. Can you resurrect?
I don't know. Let's.
Starheart, if he resurrects them and things go wrong, I think that's why he wanted me in there.
Yep, because you're the only one that can help when things go wrong.
No, you can be there too, Boobo. But
and my portrait?
I just didn't want to.
I can touch a creature that died within a minute.
Yeah,
Nope,
they've been dead.
They've been
all
dead
night.
for a while.
They've been dead for a long time.
Yeah, but I can
do 10
still
days.
revive my point stance. What did you say?
I can do 10 days.
For how
Oh,
many
is this a
people?
game now?
What
How much can you do?
Andre,
I have a question. What level is that?
5th level.
Andre, how
Anybody got 12 days?
How many creatures?
Yeah. How many creatures can you do?
So
One
perhaps
He can do only one. How many can you do?
Many. We've seen it.
Excellent.
Wait, but
This
do
game
all
is
of them
fun.
come
What else
back
do we have?
Normal?
But who can do it standing on one leg?
Who can do it jumping through a shiny hoop?
Okay, so maybe we pick out one person that we know we need to bring back, and we save that person for Andre.
Also, does anyone have a diamond worth 500 gold pieces?
What?
No.
Is that what you need?
Yep. And it's
Yes.
consumed by the spell.
Yeah, your spell's expensive. What do we got? What do we got?
Blessings to all.
Oh, blessings to
Blessings to
all.
Oh, we got a blessing.
Sky.
Blessings to
Fallon.
you, friend.
Good night. Thank you very much.
Good night. Thank you.
All right, so now each of you has a blessing, and I'll remind the chat in case you're new. So these blessings allow them to add a d6 roll to anything, and now also to choose to cash in that roll for points of health. So 1d6 of healing. But yeah, they can add that to attacks, to checks, to damage, anything they want. And if they use that, then I can't touch that with my DM rerolls, which I believe I have none of.
We have one group reroll.
We do?
Yeah,
Cool.
just the one.
Just the one then.
Do you think a moonstone would work?
No. It's no.
Now, hold on. Let me see.
It's
Let
a
me
cost
see.
to the god, unfortunately.
Then that's fine.
To
I was reading
bring
the.
someone back is an ordeal for me.
I was reading the book. Hold on. Let me see. So I take off the backpack. I go into the Moonstone book again, and I want to look up like pages about using it to revivify and
You don't see, you do see uses for recovering health, but nothing for bringing anyone back from
oh,
the dead.
sorry, Andre. You're right. This is not enough. I hoped.
Well, maybe, and I know it's hard to pick just one, but maybe we don't have the component. Never mind.
Correct. But
Sorry.
with me, I
A
can.
little too much rum last night.
Everyone who I think is still maybe not on the drastic decay, I can.
Sure.
It might be a shock to their families, but I think in the long run it'll do them well.
Well, they might also not know because some of the families are already near the steam fangs.
I think we should try it.
All right.
To spare the people from this shock, probably get the living away from the dead.
Right,
That's the
that's what
plan.
I, that's
Okay,
what I was
sorry.
saying. Okay, so
So let's start loading everyone up then.
okay.
Sure. So everyone goes. Fizz is ahead of the pack. He's sprinting on these new legs. He's super quick. You see Clack, your cousin, is just kind of sitting on the bed.
Is there no one else there? It's just
No,
you?
there's plenty of others.
No, I mean my family. Flintstones.
There are other Flintborns, but none that you've been introduced to
not
yet.
like the
So they
aunt or-
might be like
So
second,
not
third
like
cousins.
my aunt
but-
or uncle or anything.
Correct. No.
Okay.
The rest of your family is not present. But yeah, your immediate family, the ones that you know, are not here, with the exception of Clack.
Just Clack.
But he's just sitting on the edge of his bed, just kind of swinging his new legs and looking down at them, and he doesn't look pleased. Just kind of.
Hey, Clack.
Oh, Starheart, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, he hugs you back, and he just looks back down. And says, "These aren't mine. This isn't right. What he did."
I mean, do you want him to go away?
I don't know. I know he saved me, but I feel like he could have saved me if he had cauterized or something. Instead, I've got these cursed things on.
Well, I mean, it might not be the smartest option, but I have a hand axe if you want to get rid of them. And then we could maybe... Yeah, it's a bad idea.
I'm uneasy. I was watching as he was had his little creatures setting up the.
The what was
apparatus.
watching? What was watching?
His
What?
creatures, the
Oh, okay.
homunculus.
Sorry.
I was watching. And it wasn't just that silver that he had running through everything. He had different vials throughout of different sorts of ingredients. But before he got started, before he went out to get that large stone, he had emptied some of his own blood into one of the vials. It all mixed together before it solidified into our new limbs, and I don't understand that sort of magic.
I don't think we've ever seen that before.
You know what? Hang on.
I'm gonna take some stuff out, and I'm gonna send a message to Jarrett.
Okay. What's the range?
The message is 30. You're sending?
Yeah. Oh, what is the range on you? For some reason, I thought it was unlimited.
Sending's
It's
really
unlimited.
Yeah, sending?
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
And I had the stuff for it. So,
You get
oh no, but I
25
wanted
bucks.
to. I needed to send a message to someone else too. I have enough to send to today. I have enough. Okay.
You have a focus, though, right? You have a spellcasting focus.
What's that? How do I know if I have that?
Because you're asking about materials for it? I thought you had a spellcasting focus.
Oh well.
Sorry.
Yes, I have a spellcasting focus.
It should be like an item or something. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know half the stuff I have. Ultimately. Okay. I'm just gonna start speaking until I run out of words.
Mr. Jarrett, sir. Why did you put your blood into my cousin's new limbs? With many S's. Please respond forthwith. Thank you. Starheart.
But that's not a two-way street, right? You just send him a
No,
message. And you
he
have to
can
write
he
it.
can send a
He can reply.
25-word message back.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very quiet for a few moments before you finally get a response.
And I'm just looking at it going,
Respond, 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 respond.
left me on read.
The 2 words, well, 1 contraction, 2 words. All you get back from him is, "You're welcome."
Rude.
What did he say?
I'm showing you the paper.
Oh, it's in a paper.
Oh, is it a paper?
You hear it in your
Oh.
head.
Yeah, you hear me.
He said, "You're welcome."
See, I agree with him. I mean, there's no reason.
I
All
mean, it's
these
pretty
people
great.
are-
You got limbs now, and
Yeah,
you can
right.
do your walking
He could have
around.
a
and
disease.
It doesn't look
From,
diseasy
like,
to me.
You don't know where his things have been.
Listen, some people hope for what you're complaining about, Klaxon.
Hey, I didn't complain when you went into a book and summoned a...
You did complain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rightly
quite a
so.
bit, actually.
And I did rightly so.
She wouldn't
because
stop
you-
complaining.
No.
Constant complaining.
Clap.
I think your legs look great.
Who brought Cab back? You're welcome.
Yeah, and then what happened to him after he
Yeah, he
came
turned
back?
into mush. It was really weird.
Like, not from me.
Yeah, it still was a bad end for him.
I mean, it was a war.
Yeah, people die.
Right.
But your legs look great.
Thank you. Yes.
They might be new, and they might be different, but you've been given power you would not have had before.
You're right. You're right. You're right. And he stands up and starts collecting his stuff, but like you can tell he's struggling.
Does he stand up like Darth Vader?
No.
No,
Takes
but
those 2 stutter steps forward.
Thanks for the whole sparking girl.
Oh, I would like to, from where there was the underside of my dress where I tore the bit for. Wait. Question: when the dress was mended, was that before or after I gave? Do you recall if it was before or after I gave something to Tiny Toes? If I gave that to Tiny
It was before.
Okay.
It was mended before. Because it was before.
But
the
I
actual
cut it
dance.
underneath.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
wouldn't
underneath.
see it.
So
Yeah.
I'm
a
gonna
part
go
of the
underneath the dress, and I'm also gonna cut about like a half a foot maybe. No, a foot. That wouldn't work because that's just small. And then I'm gonna take one of the small moonstones and then wrap it inside, and then I'm gonna tie it around his new leg.
Okay. Tightens it, makes sure it's secure.
Yeah.
Thank you, cousin. Yeah, and he goes, and all the injured come with you. Some of them require assistance still, because some of them it wasn't missing limbs, some of them broken ribs, broken bones as opposed to missing or crushed.
Were there any like little gnomish kids? Halfling?
Not in this group.
Okay.
No, these are all the majority of these folks are fighters. There's only a couple common folk in here. You assume that this was the guard that was taking up the rear during the evacuation. So most likely all the citizens are still ushered away.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're all now outside, leaving you all alone with the dead.
I think
Are
that's
we
everyone.
all? Wait, did you want all of us in here?
Well, yes, just in case.
Okay.
Yep, double check, make sure everyone's out. Okay. All right. I'm going to sit down.
Yep.
And
Clear your throat.
And I'm going to, just for safety's sake, I'm going to pull out the moonstone that was just gifted to me. And try and just kind of use whatever energy is in that to test out the amplification with inner magic.
How many people are you bringing back?
Well, let's look around here real fast. Who looks? Go and see who looks.
Raise your hand if you're dead.
Oh, ha ha. Well, look and see who's physically worthy of being.
Looks recoverable.
They are so all of the dead are individually gift wrapped in burlap. Yeah, so they're basically these like
Gift
blood
wrapped?
these blood soaked shrouds, and they're all pushed up against the far wall, like out of sight from the injured, but all just kind of like in a ungraceful bundle. So you would have to start unwrapping them to figure out that sort of information.
Or do I just do them all and just...
No.
No!
It's too many. If they all go evil.
About how many?
There are 15 that look like they are complete, as far as just body length, knowing what gnomes look like and everything. And then there's another 5 or so that you assume they're missing a little too much to be.
Okay. Look for the amount of blood in the wrappings, I think.
How
This one's got a lot.
How about this? I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 15.
12.
65.
What'd you say? 8?
Yeah, 8.
I will let 8 be victorious.
I don't know what the number
Why
was for.
8?
Anyway.
Because there's 15 bodies, you ding dong, and then you choose the number, and then the 8th one, that's the one. Res that one.
No, we're raising as much as we can.
No, I thought we were raising 1.
No, I can raise many.
That was an Andre thing. The one.
Yes.
Yeah, he can
Stop
underperform.
drinking,
This guy,
Starheart.
I had 1 sip!
Yeah, it was too many.
You were not clear in your directions.
That's not accurate.
Yes, I agree. Who said it?
All right. So I'm gonna start just inspecting the packages to
Yeah,
see which
sure.
ones seem whole.
Yeah.
Some are very gruesome, some are not. Like the
I'm
first
not
one you
gonna
unroll
touch
is missing half a face.
This is the
Yeah.
creepiest
That one looks
Christmas
good.
ever.
Right, totally. It's gnarly. But you do find 7 that are
7.
seem to be in decent shape. They probably died from some sort of like organ, like they got hit really hard with something,
Ew.
or bones broke to the point where they couldn't breathe, like internal injuries.
Right. And I remember correctly when I did it on the battlefield, they resurrected with full ability. Okay. So I know a little bit of what I'm doing now, so I think this might work.
Let the record say I don't agree.
But you might want to get just a long sword out or something, just in case.
Just in case I cast Mage Armor on myself, and then I summon the Fates and pull out Heartache, just in case.
Just in case I make my tiara do its intimidation.
I also don't know if this
Does it like
helps.
glow red or evil or something? I don't know.
You don't know yet. It's when you're directly intimidating somebody is when that's
Oh, okay.
I also cast Mage Armor.
I also don't know if this helps, but I cast guidance on you.
Thank you so much.
And I'll cast bark skin on myself.
Guidance is a D4?
A D4 to your
I take
roll
a
ability
sip
check
from
roll.
my Mooncatch tankard.
It just tastes delicious. It's like if you're drinking a Moscow Mule out of a copper cup, it just tastes better. It's like that with this ale. Like something about the
Fun.
yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, here goes nothing. So, sitting down and focusing on the that kind of magic, the necromancy that is within me. I'm at full health. I had a full night's rest of all
Full tummy.
and then I have that wave of guidance from Andre as well too.
I'm also going to go for good luck.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay. Now, step away from me. And yeah.
All right. So you're focusing directly on those 7, and you feel that same tingle and that same charge, that same power you did at the battlefield, but much more in control this time.
Okay.
And all of them, all at once, take a singular breath together. Just. You do take a point of exhaustion.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you about that.
And something else in the bed. Just one. That's fine. Behind you, so what they were using as beds in the catacombs were tombs, essentially. So one of the stones behind you just as a dead dwarf drags himself out and starts just walking toward you.
Oops. I don't think he's supposed to be here.
What have you done?
You know what I realized? We just raised the dead in a catacomb.
I thought you can control it.
Whoopsie.
I can. These 7 are breathing.
Plus number 8. Behind us.
Yes.
Let it be remembered that I said I did not agree with this.
You said 8, Starheart.
Yeah, 8 as in 1, not all.
Yeah, he's number 8.
When does 8 mean 1?
While they're arguing, I just try out Devil's Tongue, knock an arrow, and sling it over at the undead gnome climbing towards us.
Make an attack.
Okay, you guys a dwarf?
Yeah.
I thought you said no. 18.
That will hit.
That's 7 piercing damage.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the arrow embeds itself in his chest, and you hear, "What was that for?"
Oh shit!
I thought you were going to attack us. And I stare at the arrow, and it returns back to my quiver
and pulls more out of it.
Oh no!
How does he look? What does he look?
Old, but not undead.
Whoops.
Just raised to stare.
Sorry.
Starheart, can you help him?
I thought you were sneaking up on us.
I thought you were someone else.
And I thought you were going to kill us.
I was in a box, so I fought my way out of the box, and you shot me.
Let it be known. I disagreed with this.
I thought you were a dead, evil thing.
Oh, I was just a dead thing.
But now you're alive again.
You're welcome. It's fine. It looks great.
I'm going to wait. Which one is the one? This one.
Hey,
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna. Where was he? Where was the big owl?
His left shoulder.
I'm gonna walk up to him and I'm gonna touch him there.
With consent.
May I please touch your shoulder?
I'm not. I've already been shot. That sounds much nicer.
Hey, I did not shoot you, kind sir. What's your name, please?
Barrel.
Barrel. Okay.
Have some health. I cast Cure Wounds for 6.
Yeah. Seals up. It's still a little tight. He starts kind of like, all of his clothes are super dusty. His hair's got all this crap in it. And he goes back into the tomb to drag some stuff out that he was buried with.
Beryl, what year is it?
It's about 2000, around there.
What
How
year
many
is
years
it
ago
here?
is it now?
That's about 1,000 years ago.
Right.
And your body is still.
You look
intact.
great.
Yeah.
He like goes and like looks into his shirt and he pulls this stone that's still like glowing. I sort of traditionally these keep us from rotting.
Oh, how convenient.
Only useful after you're dead, but.
Well, for 1,000 years, you look really good.
Bubo.
He likes me. We're friends
I
now.
know, but you have to tell these people gently. You have to be gentle about it. It's been 1,000 years.
Yeah, they
It's
probably
been a
don't.
what?
Oh, you ruined it. Well done.
Okay, so Barrel.
He didn't pick up on mine, but he's got
Barrel.
yours.
Yeah.
Barrel. Take a seat with me, please. Let's just sit down.
My knees hurt.
Well, they're talking about him. I'm gonna go over to the other ones. Sure. And start kind of.
They're wide-eyed and freaking out.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, everyone. Okay. Everyone. Attention, please. Starheart speaking. Hello. So, you died, and it was very unfortunate.
Yeah, we were there.
Yes, I was also, and let it be known, I disagreed with. Would any of you like a drink?
One like kid marches up, just takes it, just like stone face.
Or please explain.
Friends of Copperforge, you've all been given a second chance at life. Literally.
You're welcome. I didn't do it though. He did it, but you're welcome.
I'm gonna get some more.
Take this chance to be with your family and your friends. You faced death and you've come back from the other side. Take this moment and live to the fullest.
Okay. They sort of just huddle up. The ones that recognize each other are just like holding each other, and they start sort of like whispering to each other the things they each saw when they were gone. but they-
Mind you, we are the rest of the Copperforgians are
Nailed it.
heading to the Steam Fangs. We're leaving there soon. So I guess you don't really have much. But if you'd like to come with us, we are heading there. And you might be able to see your family that has been lost to you.
that perks all of them up, and they follow your lead.
Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that, huh?
Listen, this power that I've been given, even though it was a curse, it can do good. Witness it.
Should we warn the others before this lot joins them?
User.
Too late. Looks like it's a surprise now.
outside.
When
They're
you
outside.
round the mouth of the cave, they're not screams of terror, they're screams of joy. Like, these people were all friends. They knew each other, so they're hugging each other. They're bewildered. Clack still looks shaken as hell.
Maybe we can just tell them that it was the power of the Moonstone and Jarrett again. It just took a little longer.
The
The
power
power of my portrait.
of
Yes,
the
again.
moonstone.
Or that.
Yep.
Works
that.
better.
If they find out
my
it's me, I feel like I'll have no rest.
Of course, of course. Power of the Moonstone. That's the story
Oh,
that we're all sticking with.
Reroll! Thank you, Captain Stir Fry.
First one who gets
reroll
it.
to whoever. First one to use it gets it.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Great, so
I'll
got
add
two.
that
Thank
to
you,
our
Captain Stir
rerolls.
Fry.
When I was
First one to
reading
use
I
it
was
gets it.
referring to my dress.
all of you.
Can I use it now?
This.
What do you need to use it for?
This
I don't know.
All right. So the caravan is pretty much assembled. Klaxon is taking up the rear. He's riding his clockwork beast. The iron horn have collected behind you all as well, and the three dwarves are manning the carts and the mules, and the little driver's seats.
I guess we'll just bring Beryl out very gently into the sunlight because he hasn't seen sun in a long time.
Right.
Yes. Beryl, what is your family name? Your family name?
Oh, this is what I did. I made barrels. They called me Beryl.
Oh.
Oh, but what? Were you ever called anything else?
Mother called me son.
Did you name your barrels that you made?
No,
Did you give them names?
no.
Like Cool Barrel and Extra Cool Barrel?
Nay.
Ah, dang it. Maybe you guys were right.
Maybe.
No, I like this naming things business. I think it should be a thing.
He shambles on over to the cart. Everyone's just staring at him because he's covered in cobwebs and stuff. There's spiders kind of darting around his beard.
Beryl, this town is called Thatchweed. Was this here when you were alive?
Oh, not like it wasn't this pretty. It was mostly grass huts, that sort of thing.
Do you
nice.
do you wish to stay here, or do you wish to come with us?
Well, where are you headed?
Steam Fangs.
Oh, right. No, I don't like it there.
Okay.
He just shuffles off the wagon and just kind of has a sit in the middle of the town square, and like you see Gilbert just like, ugh.
I'm gonna go knock on the inn really quick. Virna, are you in?
Hi.
There's a newcomer to town.
An old newcomer.
An old newcomer to town.
A really old newcomer.
Yeah, he's out in the square, and I wonder if you can house him here, and I'd be so grateful if you could do that and maybe help him climbing back into town.
What?
$30 blessings for everyone. Yes, I bless you too, Denny. If
bless
not,
you.
then
If
Google
not,
can
then
name
Google
it
can
and
name-
keep
You
it.
can name your blessing.
Double blessings, thanks
gonna name it-
everybody.
I'm gonna name it the Righteous Blessing. Righteous.
Rogers.
So you got 2 blessings.
I have 4.
Goodness.
He does.
Wow.
You need to start
Wow.
using those homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
It's a
haven't-
blessing.
Haven't done anything yet. No need to use them.
We got all the holiday blessings today, y'all.
Thank you
I
very
like
much, guys.
it. I like it.
All of your donations go directly back into the studio. We got to keep the lights on, pay the rent, do all that kind of stuff. We've got wonderful decor that we can't wait
Take
to
care of the
unveil,
cat
but we want to wait
possums.
till it's done and beautiful and pristine before we show it off. The walls all painted, decorated, textured, all that good stuff. With thanks to our friends from Scabby Rooster. And also, if you'd like to help us out, but also get something for yourself. We have partnerships with Wormwood as well as Level Up Dice. So if you use our checkout code at Wormwood, our code Perception, when you check out at Wormwood, you get free shipping. So for anything you order, you get some free shipping. We did just find out that only works if you're a U.S. resident, unfortunately. But at the same time, that's still awesome. So thank you very much, Wormwood, and thank you, Wormwood, for sending us all your wonderful toys.
Thanks, Wormwood.
And for the dice thing, that one is just every click and buy helps us because they have a sort of tiered reward system. So if you order from them, that allows us to get dice for giveaways as well as some other things. And we're still finding other ways for us to. We're openly discussing with them ways that they can help us specifically. They've been very great as far as having a very candid, open conversation with us. It's been wonderful. So. Both companies are great.
Is
They're
the
helping us so
code
much.
Perception for Level Up as well?
We don't have a code. It's just our link. So if you use our
in the
link,
chat.
that helps us.
Cool.
Yeah, the link's in the
Good to
chat.
know, good to know.
So go nuts.
It's Christmas time, y'all.
Twitch
Level Up
also
Dice.
right now has a thing where if you have a sub or you gift a sub, then you're also gifting some special emotes into the chat for everybody else, which is kind of neat. So for every sub, somebody gets five are distributed amongst people. It's fun. It's cute. I like it. It's neat. Like that one.
Like
we
the
got that
little
one.
dog.
Haha, Doge.
There's a puppy.
We got this in the chat. It's got a little
It's
Rudolph
the
nose.
little
Anything?
Shiba Inu that's
so
all
cute.
So we got gifted that one. All right.
Rudolphy.
Back to the game.
Yes. So if you could help him get back into the swing of being around people, that would be wonderful. I would like to give you 20 gold just for his housing and his food and just to help him find his feet again.
Thank you. We've got him covered for a year, of course.
Perfect, thank you.
And then, by then, I hope he'll find a trade or something.
He said he's a barrel maker.
Yup. He's got a
Let's use
trade.
more bells. Right.
Boobo,
Yeah.
you could name Barrel. That's not a real name. He said he made barrels, and then he said his mom called him son.
Yeah. And he's got a name. It's called Barrow.
He shuffles past you guys as you're talking.
And
about
there he
his
goes.
business.
He's really good at what he does.
Okay, bye. Bye now. Take care of yourself.
Well, see you later.
Well, see you later.
Saddest
Well, shall we head to the Steam Fangs then?
Yes, post haste.
Post haste. All right.
Haste to post.
I was
Okay.
thinking the same.
So there are
But-
three. Sorry, what?
Before we start moving anywhere,
Uh-huh.
I take my scrying eye and kind of sit off to the side and I look in on the mountain.
Sure. Oh, of Copperforge?
Mm.
Okay. You see Kelrek. Sorry, not Kelrek. Not even close. Kurluk. I did it. I did the
Yay,
thing.
proud of you.
Yeah, so you see Kurluk sitting in a makeshift throne. So he's pulled up panels of that central disc and have just like hammered them crudely, like attached them together to make himself a throne. So it's his size, and he's created a sort of stump of the same material for Thalahun to sit at as well, like at his side. They seem to be in deep conversation with one another, and they seem to each be trying to get something from one another, so you assume they're trying to strike a new deal. You also see that his forces have replenished. So not the ones that had died, obviously, those bodies are gone, but new elements of his army have now made it to Copperforge and are amassing, and they're starting to basically populate the now empty buildings. And then, they're pulling out goods where they can find them, emptying larders. So there's basically this horde of all the goods of the city in one place.
Right.
But other than that, nothing else seems to be happening. You can hear the scratching of of Klaxon's menagerie that he left behind to just give them trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So currently he only has the one animal that he's riding. The rest of them are all just at the gate trying to get in. They have since like hammered shut the main gate and all this other stuff. So they have one small door to get in and out.
Andre, do I see you doing this, or are you doing it privately?
I'm not openly hiding it, but I'm definitely sitting off to the side, just kind of focusing on it. So it's not clear that I'm casting it.
You've been doing this while we were talking with the innkeeper and all this stuff? Okay, cool.
Okay, all right.
But afterwards, as like everyone's starting to get ready and everything like that, I come up to Aura by her side. The mountain is lost.
Do we know you have a scrying eye? I don't think you told
No,
us.
you don't.
It was they had a private conversation off to the side.
How do you know that?
My father gave me something, and I kind of show it to you quickly.
Interesting.
Remember.
Did you get a good look to see if everyone is there?
There is more armies than we left, and they are buttoned up tight.
I see.
There is no one left of our kind.
Very well.
Did you see my portrait? Is it still there?
Shut your portrait in the mirror.
Oh no! You didn't get it when he left?
Deciding factor.
Well, and I was also.
This is an important question.
Well, I was also only talking to Aura. Like I was.
Yeah, I
off to
walked
the-
up.
Oh my god.
I saw you talking, and I heard Copperforge, and I'm super interested in my portrait. I pretty much didn't hear anything else you said, by the way.
Bubo,
Yep.
his army,
Who's?
Kelric,
Oh, that guy.
Kerluke,
That guy too.
Luke's army
Yep.
is he's amassing again. So if you want to walk yourself back to Copperforge and go get your painting,
Portrait.
you're on your own.
Is Boobo going back to Copperforge?
Don't what? No.
Did
I might-
someone say copper?
I might need invisibility.
You have a beautiful new painting. You don't need the old one. This one is
paid a
much
lot
better.
for the old
a
one.
new one.
Have we
A
not-
better
The original.
Have we not blown up the mountain yet?
one. We need to get moving.
Yes.
We need to blow the mountain up.
We need to
Wait,
get
why do we
moving.
need to blow the mountain up?
Because
Yeah,
that's
why
what
do we need to
that's
blow
what
the mountain up?
plan was.
Isn't
My
your
portrait's
portrait
in the mountain.
Blast
Yes.
the mountain
Oh, we
toward
should
the
go
war.
get your portrait.
What?
Where
you
are
just
all of you
yelled at
standing
me.
right now?
Currently in a line.
I think.
No, I mean in relation to everyone in the
I
carts.
think they're
I imagine we're in a huddle.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we're back.
Yeah, I've imagined we're in a huddle.
Yeah, I came up to Aura first, and then everyone just kind of went.
I was like, oh, we're not even close. We're super far
There are
back.
no secrets around you.
You the one. I heard you yell.
Well, I mean, Boobo
Yell.
came over. So you came over to Andre, and then Boobo came over to you and Andre, and then Nitsage came over to you and Boobo and Andre. So I was like,
I walk
well,
away.
Listen, I was only relaying information. I wasn't telling her to do anything yet.
What was the information?
About my portrait?
Yes, your portrait is gone.
Where is it?
Destroyed.
How do you know
I saw it.
that? No, you didn't.
That's what I scried on.
You're lying.
Deception
Oh,
check.
Thank you.
Don't you have to roll for insight?
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa!
What do we got?
Character drop. At that moment, Boobo's biggest fan, Hank, comes running up, bleeding and singed, but carrying the portrait.
Put it on a Batman.
Hank.
This is the best day of my life.
So as you all are arguing with each other and you're trying to shake down him for information, you're just
Mr. Boobo! Mr. Boobo, sir! What? We're talking about important. Holy son of a Copperforge!
3 times the size of him, and he's just been dragging it across the mountain. So
think
its
it was.
frame is ground to nothing. So like one corner of the portrait is slightly destroyed. It's got it like slung over one shoulder. Mr. Boobo, Mr. Boobo, sir. I thought you might want this.
No way.
Oh,
And so I go running to it and end up pushing him aside, and I go straight to the corner that's been ground down. What have you done?
I brought you the portrait,
Oh.
Mr. Bubo, sir.
Yes.
You're famous. I'm Hank. Hank. you signed my hat.
I signed you, Hank with the hat.
Yeah.
That's right, Hank with the hat.
To Hank.
Yep.
Portraits are
Portraits
cool.
are cool.
Signed
Signed
Bubo.
Bubo. That's right. Yeah, I totally remember. This is great. Hank, you're my hero. This portrait means so much to me. I actually don't even care about the frame because the portrait's still intact. This is great. How would you like to be my official portrait bearer?
Oh no.
And he takes off his hat and just kneels so hard he bonks his forehead on the ground. There's still smoke coming from the back of his head. Now that his hat's off, it's been smoldering under there. And he's like,
escaped with his life. Risked everything to
there's
get
like
this
blood
portrait.
coming out from like the back of his ear and stuff. Yes, sir. I would be honored. Can I take that one off your hands, sir?
No.
As he's knelt down, I reach for trying to reach for a weapon, and I can't get my swords out fast enough, so I just grabbed Devil's Tongue, and I was like, I knight the official portrait bearer of the grandest Bubo there ever was. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. He like marches up to take the portrait you're holding, and he reaches for the other one.
Oh no.
And it just latches onto his wrist.
Oh, Hank, you might.
Don't.
That's,
No, sir. I will honor my post.
That's my other portrait, which the real portrait. Guys, it's a mimic.
I hate you.
Oh no!
Nitsich.
He reaches into his bag, which is also slightly on fire. He's like, and he starts pulling stuff out. He's got these like leather straps and things. So he takes the smaller, like perfect portrait of you with the mimic portrait,
Right.
And he runs like a lash around it, so it's around his neck in front of his chest. He creates another like backpack for the large portrait that's now like way out over his head like this. So he's completely in the shade as he's walking. He's like a table, like a slanted table over his back. And then he still has like the mimic in one arm, but it keeps gnawing on him and stuff. And he can like, shake it off. Like it's not outwardly attacking him anymore.
It's just like a dog playing with him, right?
Yeah, right.
It's just like
it's just locked on. But it's not biting down.
Oh my god! I need another Hero Forge minifigure now.
He's like those guys in Hollywood with like
of
the
Hank.
A signs, like come see like Hollywood houses, but like it's all Bubo.
Right. From all angles, all you see is Bubo, and there's like this. He can only see over the portrait of his chest from like here, so you just see his eyes anymore, and then like the back of the other portrait sticking out like this.
Okay, so I need to know what expression is your portrait making?
Which one?
Oh, are they all in my brain? They all looked the same. They're all different.
Yeah.
One look.
What look?
See, I thought it was like in my brain. It was like blue steel.
Have you seen my minifigure?
No.
Bubo,
Open up Messenger.
Okay,
Bubo, we have a bag of holding
Right.
that we can put the portraits in.
You have that.
No,
and
I need a job, mister.
I'm
sorry.
Hank,
Yes, sir, Mr. Bubo. Sorry, he like
You-
bonks the portrait. Like, oh God.
you have the bag of holding, and I have Hank.
Sir.
My bag of holding can't get in the way.
And it's not named Hank.
Wait, Hank is not named Hank?
Nope, the bag of holding's not named
Oh.
Hank. Welcome to the conversation. He's gonna do great.
All
Sorry,
right.
that was Diva asking. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up the
Very
road,
confused.
Well, do you have any powers or weapons or anything that could help you not die?
He like reaches into his backpack and pulls out a fork.
I'm not wasting a resurrection on him.
He has the love in his heart for this man and his portraits. Didn't you see he signed a hat?
Right.
Where is your
Hank's
sense
going real
at?
With what?
Everything.
In life.
I'm chaotic good. it, bitch.
Oh, what was that?
Oh no.
Barry, president of the Boobo fan club, runs up to chastise and help Hank with the portrait. You would have a fan club.
Thank you, Jess Bucket.
I'm not coming up with this. This
And
isn't me.
that tips us
Barry and
15
Hank.
over. So once
it out.
once this entrance happens, we'll take a moment. We'll go down the line because we're at we've hit Broaden Horizon, so each of you get to make another thing true for yourselves in this world. But first,
Whoa.
so as he's like beaming, you can see his smile from through the wood. Basically, you just hear. This guy's actively on fire. Like there's a cloud of smoke coming up behind him. And he's like,
Hank, you son of a bitch! I helped you pull that thing out of the fire. You took it from me. You bonked me on the head to get here. I'm the president of the Mr. Boobo, sir.
Greetings. Greetings, Benjamin. Barry.
Barry, you remembered. I knew you remembered,
Congratulations,
sir.
Barry. Yes, thank you for surviving and
Yeah. So Hank
keeping
here.
my fan club intact. Go on.
We both got your portrait together.
All right, teamwork makes the dream work. I'm the dream. In case you
So
didn't
I
know.
will just be helping him hold this from now on.
I think you two can work together
Hank.
for the
he's just like,
No.
Hank. Work together with Barry
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
to be the royal portrait bearers of me.
Hank just slyly looks. You get to hold this one. They're just wrestling on the ground together.
So great.
So you now have two lackeys at your disposal.
Excellent.
So now it's time for. Thank you for that donation, Just Bucket Toast. So now it's time for that special time, Broaden Horizons. So to explain to y'all, if you're watching, so how this works is essentially I am 99% of the time in charge of this world and how it functions, where things are, who's where, what's what, and all that stuff. This gives our players a chance to make their own things true. And we've done it once before, so instead of explaining it to death, I think we'll just go down the line, and then you guys can just tell me things.
Someone who's
I'd
ready.
like my line to be last.
I think I'm ready.
Anybody got a thing? And these are things that could be in the future. These can be like, I know that in this next place that we are going, XYZ is there waiting for me with X. Like, it can be fairly complicated. But yeah, I'll pull you back. Dream big, kids.
I got something if nobody
Yeah,
else
go
got
for it.
something.
I'm almost there.
Oh, man. All right. While at sea, we would always hear tales of these amazing enchanted items, these treasures that were highly sought after. I remember once hearing a story of an orb that could let you speak with people that are long gone, have been lost for a very long time. I don't know where it is, but I've just heard tale on the sea of an item that could do that.
Wonderful. Thank you. Yes, Telepotato Pony. We do the Bard songs on Wednesday nights.
Ah, we ain't gonna sing tonight. You're lucky.
Yes. All right. I think I'm ready.
Go for it.
In speaking with my god, Cloaked, I have been wrestling with the inclination of Nitsage's casting of mass resurrections and such, and the danger it has on those who have been long dead. And what does it mean to the balance of a god who is all about death? And in my communion with him, he gives me the definitive answer of his position on it.
Ooh. What is it?
I'll let you decide.
Sweet. Awesome.
Sweet.
The moonstones that we were given have the ability to pulse or have a vibration in them. when one of us goes down, like dead.
Okay, so it pulses when you die.
Like if we're in the wrong, if a different room, we'll know if someone's down before.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say you read that in your book.
You ready? You still thinking? Because I got mine.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, keep thinking. So, the Boobo fan club was created as a joke between me and a wizard in a very drunk night at Tequila Mockingbird.
Yes.
And in order to join the club, you had to mail away and receive a golden paintbrush for the Boobo portrait. And you could also mail away and get different items of what am I thinking of?
Like in
No,
Christmas Story where you
no,
get
no,
like
no.
the little...
It's swag. Like you could get Boobo swag. So Hank and Barry ordered swag. Hank got the hat that I signed for him, and Barry got a belt. And in the drunken stupor of the evening, the wizard actually attuned those items. So think of the golden paintbrush that they have as like Sting from Lord of the Rings. So it's kind of like a weapon that they could utilize. And then the swag is like some sort of armor. So that way, unbeknownst to Hank and Barry, they are kind of protected a little bit in any sort of future scramble that we come across.
All right.
But I'll let you decide like levels of that, so it's not so off the charts. But
Nice.
I've already defined something further that I'm
There
going
you
to keep forever. It's my favorite.
there you go.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
so play with the Boobo fan club.
Did we destroy the book that Kelric came out of?
Yep.
It was destroyed
was-
in the process of him being released.
Yeah. Yep.
Take away my thing.
Yep.
Okay. Can I have something happen in the past?
Sure.
I don't know. Can I keep thinking
Yeah,
about this?
keep thinking about it. You can keep playing. When you think of it, let me know. Interrupt me.
like what I said. That's okay.
Because I'm thinking about things that I wish I had done or that I wanted to do at different times that I didn't get the chance that I wanted to see how it could play out. But I want to finesse something.
Sure. Yeah, keep pondering. We will be here. Hooray! So now you're all gathered up. A whole
So-
giant party in 3 wagons.
When they are doing their fan club thing, I think Nitsa saw Oral walk off. Were you still hanging around?
I mean, I didn't leave.
Right, okay. That's funny that you mentioned that, Ryan. Andre, will you sit with me on one of the carts going towards Steam Fangs?
Of course.
Excellent.
So the three drivers of the different wagons. There's Hermed, who there's a friendly conversation as everybody's loading in. He's the one you realize who was developing those cannons. So he's from the Steam Fangs. He
What was
just
his name?
Hermed. He moonlights in Mooncatch. He comes out here like when times aren't as crazy, and he mines with them to make a little extra money. But he is a weaponsmith. And then there's Bamir Bone Pike. You come to find that he's a jeweler. So he comes to collect Mooncatch for himself, so that he can use it in jewels, and he also uses different types of crystals, bones, and stuff like that. He sells charms. That's his side business. And Grit Flintjaw is the other one, and he's a powderman. He is a combustion expert. So he and Hermet have worked together quite a lot, but Grit is not interested in ammunition and guns, cannons. He just wants to make things go boom. That's all he cares about. But they're all very friendly. You've met them before. You spent time with them at the lake. But those are the three. You can choose who you sit with or whatever. But yeah, the injured are scattered amongst everybody else. Fizz Binkle chooses to walk in his new legs.
Does he spring?
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's bouncing everywhere. He's like zipping up to the top of the mountain, coming back down to the road, and just like testing them out. Like he's totally doing a systems check because that's just how his brain works. He's pushing them to their absolute limit. A lot of the other folks, you know, it's just hands or, you know, from the elbow down, that kind of thing. But they're mostly still shaking and recovering. Their flesh is still kind of messed up. Yeah. So as you're going down, you hear Hermed mention, these are going to be some very cold nights. Just so you know, we don't like to light too many fires along this road to the steam fangs. Mostly because it sort of attracts certain animals, creatures out that way that are a little bit stronger than than we like to deal with, of course. That's why we keep these pistols handy. But other than that, we should have a nice, smooth journey up northward.
While we're... how long is the journey?
Oh, it's about 2 days. 2 nights, really, and then that third day, we should be coming into
if you'd like to, since you know the way,
Aye, yeah.
are there any certain points up a ways where we need to be extra careful?
Oh, yes, the flatter parts, these rocky roads, mostly safe. You just have to deal with certain, cold-type animals. That's about it. When you get to the flatter parts, the narrow valleys, the faux valleys, we call them, they're not quite, ground level or anything, but sort of like back that way where the lake was, there's areas like that that are just flat land. Those are the dangerous stretches. They're miles wide, miles long. There's all sorts of things on and above the ice, below the ice as well.
Let me know I have an ability to see further ahead.
Oh, aye. Please sit close at the front of my wagon.
I will. Just let me know when we get, within about maybe a mile or two from there.
Sure. Oh, of course. Aye. Yeah. They're basically using Mooncatch as a very weak torch. The stuff glows, but not that much.
What about me?
Yeah, your dress is blinding to the point where they're trying. He's like, Bamir, the jeweler, he's just like, either you cover that up, or you sit on the donkey.
Donkey?
Mule. I apologize. I'm not great with animals. Here's the problem. All the light is going that way and we're casting shadows ahead of us we can't see. So either you have to be at the very front or you need to cover up your glitter.
Go on, Rudolph.
I will light the way.
Okay, so you climb up onto Bamir's donkey or his mule.
Am I isolated at all? Like slightly?
So he's basically he's holding the reins about 4 feet behind you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're sitting, he's saddled, so you're just sitting on this mule that's dragging everything.
Is it comfortable?
Sure. I mean, it's a comfortable saddle. But yeah, you're just like by yourself in the
Inside
cold
saddle.
in a poofy dress, lighting the way of these miners.
Well, I don't want to take it off.
I'm keeping an eye out because it's dark by now. So keeping an eye out for anything that might be checking us out. But I'm also looking for if there's any white oak trees in the area.
Make a perception check, please.
Hmm. 21.
Yes. So it's starting to snow a bit, so it's a little hazy to see far, but the wind clears that snow out of the way for just a moment, and you can see that there is white oak on the next crest, past the next flat area of land. So you're going to have to pass one of those areas that Hermed was talking about before you're able to get to them. But you do see that there's an entire forest cover of white oak that way.
Okay.
Can I?
Thank you for the follow, Dakota Wolf.
Oh, thank you for the follow.
Can I? Aura, where are you?
3 carts?
3 carts. Grit is leading the third one. The
Because
fireman.
I'm almost wondering before, if I retroactively, I'm wondering before I go to the front to lead, if it is unwise for me to be glowing if there's stuff out there.
Check your
Find out
wisdom.
Anna, check your wisdom. I'm probably walking more along the wood side, so probably next to like the middle cart maybe, but near where
Yeah,
those
17.
oaks are.
15
Okay.
plus 2.
No,
Right?
that's not
Yeah.
plus 2. It's
So
just
they
a
will be on your
modifier.
side once you cross to that
15.
area. Things go pretty quietly for a while, and Klaxon rides up beside you on his rhino clockwork mount. So, did you do it?
Not yet, but Andre told me it's not looking good.
How's he know?
Divine intervention.
I'm getting sick of magic and gods and demons and stuff. You just give me a good wrench.
And you're very good with it.
Thanks.
And with that wrench and your skill and your wisdom and intelligence, do you think the people of Copperforge can rebuild?
Oh, it would take generations. I mean, all we know really is the mountains. We'd have to carve out a new one, a fresh one for ourselves. Unfortunately, all the ones that size around here are connected. If he's got a force there, the problem is that if we hollow out a mountain, he can just come straight to us. There are underground paths straight to the steam fangs, but they're not safe right now.
Right.
So even if we do, say, carve out this the blue one, the blue mountain ahead of us, the problem is that they're still going to make it. So it's more an episode of eliminating the threat, or we go west. We live with the humans and the halflings, or we go far east. We could
So
try
as long
Rimtown.
as they hold Copperforge, there's no...
Right. Well, there's no permanent home. I mean, we'll scatter to the wind. People have done it before. We're not the first civilization to have to pack up our shit.
Yeah. If, would the mountain's integrity hold?
I don't know. I've never blown up a mountain before. Well, my understanding is that the seed is the force that holds that mountain together to begin with. That's why we were able to practically hollow the whole thing out. It technically shouldn't be standing, but it stands still. I feel, I don't know, that if that seed goes, the mountain crumbles, and that's that. Along with all of my lifelong's work with it. But I don't want that to impact your decision. I'll get by. I'm a smart cookie.
And you are. Do you think it'll put a target on my friends and I's heads if we destroy Copperforge?
Well, that's a funny question. I don't know. I think that they put you in charge for a while because they believed in you, and we all know that we're no match for those big brutes down there, so I wouldn't hold it against you, but I can't speak for everybody. People get weird about their homes.
Sure.
But, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't say. I'm not much of a leader. I'm more of a craftsman type. If you talk to the queen, she might have more insight, but I don't know if we have that kind of time if your friend's right.
Right. Yes, his masses are rebuilding.
Oh boy. What fun. He didn't say anything about more giants, did he? That was a thorn, man.
No.
That's good. Maybe they finally woke up and got some sense. You know, they're normally nice people, the giants. But, well, just wanted to check in on you. And I'm sorry I couldn't make the call myself.
No,
I'm too
it's-
close to it.
Of course, I understand.
He just sort of rides up ahead.
I'll peel off into the woods.
Okay. Well, the Oakwoods? You ain't there yet.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, so it's about that time there, bud, if you'd like to...
So while they were chatting, I would like to be in the back of the cart with Andre before we get to there, because we've been chatting for a couple hours now, right? Okay. So whatever cart we're in, we'll say.
You're in B cart.
Okay. So
Because Damir's at the front with Starheart leading the pack, and then you're in the wagon directly behind.
So Hermid, what was Hermid?
Yes, Hermed.
Hermed.
H-U-R-M-E-D.
And that's the second cart, correct? Excellent. So I got my robe hooked up, and I got Orthil kind of burning a little bit. Is it radiant or is it warmth? Orthil.
It's a bit of both. It's
A bit of both.
fire
So
and
I kind of have it in front of us, Ryan. Andre, when's the last time you've spoken with Clote?
And that thing hasn't happened yet, right?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, I'll sit on that until you want to do it.
Cool. Well, when we were interrogating that one man back in the city, I asked him if I could send someone his way, and I felt a presence, but I didn't speak to him.
Who all is in this cart with me? Are there other refugees?
Yeah, there's the two of you. They're injured Copperforge people. A couple of them are asleep now. They're covered themselves in some of the burlap, and there's another couple, like, it's one of the ones you resurrected, and you're assuming her brother. So they're having this deep conversation over food. Nobody's paying any attention to you.
Okay. My voice is still low for the respect of the night and the travel and all that stuff. So I don't have this whisper on here on the mic.
Something troubling you?
I was given a sigil, as it were, from the corrupted Clote followers. Not given. I found one, and it allows me the ability to communicate with Kelrek.
Yes.
Wait, I have a. Sorry.
Yeah. What's up?
Didn't we find 3 or 4 of those?
Yeah.
I thought there was a specific number. And
Yeah, there's like
one for
3
each of you.
Okay.
Of the cursed amulets, yes.
But I think they were distributed.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I honestly forgot, so I was just trying to like.
That's
make
fine.
it
That's
up.
fine.
I had 2 written in my notes, but there might
Yeah,
have
I
been a
think
third
you
one.
took.
Oh, I took Bubo's.
Yeah, you took Bubo's.
That's right.
And I have one, but
Okay.
maybe there might be a third one.
I thought I had one. I thought.
Well, you have 2. I have 1. There's the third one.
Oh yes, sorry. Yeah, there were only a handful of the tokens, but there are robes for each of you. So you each have cultist robes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
So I think there
I
were 3
thought-
sigils.
I thought.
So
Sorry,
you have one,
Or
he has one,
tokens.
I have one.
Oh, okay.
Copy that. I'm able to speak with Kelrek. I did last night.
Yes.
In my room, after the dance. We had a little bit of a talk. It was brief. It wasn't anything. I was just basically taunting him.
So he wasn't happy to hear from you.
What I like to do. Yes, he was very happy, sarcastically. But it made me wonder about if I could speak with any other types of deities in such a way. So I went through my my book here, and I opened up the one that lets me kind of figure out a spell.
Yeah.
Magically comes to me. And it seems like there is one that I can speak with demigods.
All right.
So there are. I can do 5 questions to the demigod. I'm assuming Clote is that of a demigod.
Is he a god or?
He's a god.
Yeah.
Yeah. His kids are demigods, so Kelrek is a demigod.
But that means that Hortiel's a god then as well too?
Hortiel is a god.
But Sahlen is like the god.
Yes.
So god, demigods.
Yeah.
Poop. Anyway, I can speak with...
Good talk.
If not Clote or Hortiel, then maybe we can find... Clote has children. Maybe Hortiel has children?
It's probably without a doubt.
Would I have known about Hortiel having children in like the Book of the Mountain at all?
No, it does not mention in there that it's that he ever had children.
Okay.
But it was also more about specifically the mountain and its properties.
That's right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But are you searching for Hortiel? Is that you're hoping his children might know?
I'm hoping to. Well, I mean, this is just such a advantageous spell. If we could use it, but I just don't know who to talk to or who to ask. But basically, trying to figure out what we need to capture Kelrek.
Yes.
If there's any kind of artifacts specifically, or is there a specific kind of power? I know, he was caught in the book, with a spell. I believe it was a seeming spell. Something. But I was just wondering if you had direct contact with Claude. That's
as direct as any follower could have with a god.
okay. Sorry, I don't quite know what that means.
Well, he works through me, but I've never really seen him. I just believe that I'm working for what he needs me to do.
I wonder.
I'd like to think that one day I might get a chance, but...
I have this other book that lets me see where creatures are. I wonder what would happen if I were to ask where Clote is.
I'm sure you'll see him sitting in his domain.
Ah, yes. Well, it's just a thought.
I apologize. I don't have much knowledge on the genealogy of the rest of the gods. I really only dug into the histories of Clote.
Of course. And obviously I'm still learning about what all I can do with this spell. Well, there we are.
But maybe we'll have answers soon.
Yes. Let's hope. I mean, there's a dozen other things on our plate right now, and now that the mountain's still there, did Orist say anything about how Karluk was doing in the mountain?
Well, I told her.
You knew.
Yes.
How did you know?
I'm able to look in upon things now. My father gave me a gift.
Did you scry?
I did.
Oh, how wonderful. I don't know that one yet. Tell me all about it. And we can
Sure,
move on from, yeah.
Right. We're coming up on one of those flat lands we were talking about. If you'd like to maybe take that look you were talking about, that would be mighty helpful.
Oh, yeah, yes, of course.
Why are your hands on fire?
Oh, it's just to keep my hands. I'm magic. It wasn't bright.
Fly, you fool.
Sorry. Yes. Let me get situated.
Are you doing that? You had a question? Sorry.
I can wait.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Arcane Eye. Now it is it's concentration up to 1 hour, and it's a 30-foot range, but I can keep sending it.
An additional 30 feet.
Yeah. For however long. There's no there's no limit on how far away I can send it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cast it, and then I can. Let's see. Mentally receive visual information from the eye, which has normal vision and dark vision out to 30 feet.
Great.
And yeah.
So Hermed kind of signals Bamir so the entire caravan stops for the moment while you kind of stay out ahead with the eye.
Okay.
So you whip through, you pass all the trees, and this ridge falls behind you.
I feel like it's like the camera from like
Evil Dead.
That's what I
Ace Ventura when nature calls. He's going soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just snow and wind, cold air just whipping around that eye as it goes, and it's like tree, nothing for a stretch, and along that nothing, it's just solid ice. So you could tell this used to be. It's a spring similar to the other one, but unlike a hot spring. So this one has frozen over solid,
Okay.
at least over the top, and there are things sort of skittering about in the bushes, but they don't look particularly dangerous. You're thinking prey animals, rabbits, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
As you haven't moved in a bit, the caravan starts to slowly move forward again because they're assuming things are mostly okay. The eye continues to move forward. Do you have to make checks for that, or is it just you see what
Nope,
you see?
it's just I see what I see.
Okay.
And when I have it go, so it's 30 feet, so I'm going to try and almost do a bit of a zigzag pattern out, along the road just to see.
Sure.
Roughly about 30 feet up, just right where it hits the ground to see,
Yeah, so it zigzags around, and as far as you can tell, there's...
And it is an invisible...
Yeah.
It's an invisible eye too.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
it just looks like flat ice, but the road stops before it hits the water because the road continues on the other side of the ice.
Mm.
So it's this big flat disc. There's no real way around it. So it's cliff, solid rock, and road ahead.
Great.
But you don't see anything, at least above the ice. There's some, again, frozen shrubs that are
Right.
past, summer's gone kind of thing, but there's like little critters and stuff in there.
I don't know if I'm mentally receive visual. That's a mental, so I can still. It looks like it's pretty dormant out there right now.
That's a good word for it, sir.
I don't really see much of anything.
Well, let's hope that's a true good sign then. But no more fire, all right?
Okay.
Does the fire burn brighter than my gown?
It does. So
Okay.
I mean,
Because
think of it as like
that's what I'm wondering if I should just like.
a bonfire versus a really good LED flashlight. You're an LED flashlight, so it's like it's
Okay.
cleaner light,
You're like
brighter-ish,
moonlight.
but because
Okay.
it's so
Oh
many
yeah,
just little
because
bits.
yeah.
But yeah, so essentially, it's concentrated moonlight. But yeah, the fire, all of the light around you right now is cold light. It emits no heat. The Mooncatch gives nothing, so everyone's shivering, super cold.
Right.
Except you, Aura.
Except me.
You're fine and dandy. But yeah, everyone else is like shivering, and people are like starting to bicker amongst themselves. Like, we should be lighting torches. Why aren't we lighting torches? It's fucking freezing. Like, this is ridiculous. And the dwarves leading the charge, you have to keep calming them. Like, no, like, you have to, don't just trust us. Don't light torches. It's the only safe way to cross. And they kick the mules. The mules start going. Starheart at the head of the pack.
Are we to those trees yet or not yet?
No, they're on the other side.
Of the lake.
So yeah, where the road continues, that's where those trees are. Yes, the other side of the lake.
Copy.
That's where you saw them.
If we're kind of in a waiting thing, there's two things I would like to do.
Okay.
I don't know, Bubo, is there anything that you want to get done or talk to anybody for your fan club? No.
No, they're doing great. They're
I-
freezing like everybody else.
You know what? I can wait to do that. I kind of do want to take off the dress and climb back to the guys with the pistols. No, you know what? No, I'm gonna hang tight. I'm hanging tight.
Okay.
If you don't need me anymore to look around, I think I'll turn in for the night.
All right. Well, sweet dreams. Hope I see you in the morning. So things continue. Start making it across the ice, and the sound immediately shifts. It does the. Have you ever heard when people ice skate on top of those resonant, like frozen over lakes? It sounds like the cables. It almost sounds like blaster fire from Star Wars. Like,
Yep.
That's what it sounds like as these wheels are going over the ice. So you know that there's plenty of liquid underneath this ice at the moment. So they're going very slowly.
Can you send your
You also note that these mules don't have any shoes on, that sort of thing. Like they don't want metal touching this.
I don't sleep a wink.
Yeah, they're crawling, and people are freezing. In your wagon, actually, the brother and sister who were talking to each other deeply, Nitsich, they start kind of like prodding at you. Could we have just a little bit of your fire?
I was told I wasn't allowed to. I
know, but
listen. Maybe if we
candle, it's not a lot.
listen, I'm not really about this, but maybe if we all huddle up, it'll create body heat.
Fine. So they all sort of like huddle up. They're starting to pull all the covers off of the food.
It's gotta be better than being dead, right? Too soon?
The brother shoots you just the oddest look. You can't even discern what's going on in his head. He's just kind of like...
Is my cousin with us?
Yeah, Clack is in there. I assume he's in the same cart as you. So he's in the front cart, sitting in the back. His legs still kind of dangling over the side.
I want to nestle up closer to him just for warmth. And since I've just been by myself for a bit, I want to send a message.
Okay.
And in my brain, I called him something different, and I don't know if I'm going to get this right. To hush.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to ask him, can you tell me anything about Gelk?
Who's Gil?
Is Justin asking Haley?
Gelt.
Yeah.
G-E-L-T.
I got the name.
Oh, that's right.
You hear back from him. I know him, but I have not seen him in a decade.
What?
He says, I know him, but I haven't seen him in a decade. But he also finishes with, I can find him for you.
Can I send a message back? Is this like
You have to recast it to send more words to him.
Same limitation sending back?
For sending, it's still 25.
Okay.
Come on. It's not scrolling down. I'll put it later. It's not.
A decade. I can't find him for you. Okay. So with his last few words, he says, I will meet you in the steam. Thanks.
Will meet me in the steam tanks?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna roll some shit.
One's not going down either.
So, cart 1.
There's like no chance of stealth checks right now.
Am I in cart 1?
You sure?
You
Or
are
cart
in cart.
left?
You're leading the charge on the donkey.
We've established that.
I've been 2.
Yeah. So
Andre and I are in
and
2.
Nitzig are in 2.
Me and
Starheart, Clack, and other gnomes and stuff are in 1, and you can be in whichever one you like. Or yeah, you two can be in whichever one.
I think I was walking along too.
Oh yes,
is what
yeah,
I said.
you were like walking along. So you're
3
in
then.
3.
Yeah,
All right.
if she wasn't in 3, then I'll be in 3.
Yeah, so you're in with Grit,
family.
Grit Flintjaw.
And Barry.
And Barry and Hank.
So cart 1 is still just trotting along just fine. So
That's me.
yeah, so you travel fine. The second one.
You ready? Here you go.
The ice starts to crack.
Oh no.
So, but it pulls forward. The third cart rolls right over that crack and splashes in. So not fully, but to the point where the back falls first. So the mule is still solidly on the ice and getting dragged back this way. But two of the gnomes in the cart with you fall into the ice water, and you're about to take a dip yourself. Make a dexterity saving.
Oh my gosh.
19.
19. Yeah, so you just you're like, oh, we're going down. Boom, you catch yourself and you pull yourself above. So you're still on the cart, but you're at the high point. But there are 2 gnomes who are now submerged in icy water.
Hank and Barry?
Huh?
Hank and Barry?
Not Hank and Barry.
No, they're there, though.
They are there. But they are on foot. They would not dare to sit by your side. So they are avoiding the splash zone. They're on the ice, walking along the back of the carriage.
Oh, so they're out of the way.
They're out of the way. They're not in danger.
So where did I end up?
You are so
Like on the...
So if this is the cart,
Uh-huh.
this back end is what's going
Right.
in. 2 people slid. You're right up here. You're like on the highest corner.
It's the Titanic right now.
Right. Am I... great. So I'll take the rope that I have in my kit and toss it. It's a 50-foot rope, so I'll toss that out to the 2 gnomes. Am I able to jump from the cart to the ice for a more steady ground versus being on the sinking cart?
Yeah. If you
Okay.
so basically if you jump backwards or turn around and go out the other end, there's solid ice by you, and that's where Barry and Hank are.
Yeah, I think I'll go that way and then toss out the rope.
Okay.
So then that way I can try to retrieve the 2 gnomes.
Sure. I'll have them make checks to see if they catch on. One of them manages to grab the rope. The other one goes under the solid part of the ice, and you can see their shadow sort of just underneath that lip as they go.
One of the gnomes got sucked under?
Yeah.
Oh, frack.
I have a totally unrelated question. Did Doomerl was going into the catacombs with my bracer? I'm assuming I have it back now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to get that squared away.
Do I see they're gnomes, right?
Yes.
Not halflings. Okay. Do I see the gnome go slip under the ice?
Yeah. Maybe. Yes. Yeah, you would have. It's loud enough. You would have turned back around. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna run over, hold my breath, and going after him.
You're going down in the hole?
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Guidance.
Don't you have to touch
Are
me for
you
that?
near her?
You're on cart 3, right?
You're
I'm on cart 2. So you would how close were you to cart 2?
I was walking beside it.
If I see you running, I'd probably try.
This is a great time to point out we're very close to
No.
an epic monster.
Oh, good.
No.
Good. All right. Go under the water. Great.
No, I
go
would
under
do
the
that.
ice.
Leave.
I don't
Let
really
him go.
know.
I tried to
That's
save
a
him.
rope
He didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
Did I pull the other one out with the rope?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Or actually make a strength check to pull
Great.
him out of the water.
17.
Yeah, you managed to pull them out, but they're taking cold damage because it's freezing and they're wet.
Got enough. I usher them, Hank and Barry, and random gnome number 2, who I saved. I usher them to the cart 2, and then try to get the gnome like a blanket or something to warm him up a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, there's nothing but there's a few blankets, but it's mostly burlap. But yeah, you're trying to pat him down and everything. And then you dove in. Water feels fine to you.
Yeah. Can I
it
see
feels
him?
like
Can
a
I try and
summer
grab him?
Hmm?
Can I try and grab the gnome?
He's being pulled further, so this is still a spring, so it's just like the
Oh,
water
he's
is
caught in the
flowing.
current.
Yeah, so the current's pulling him toward the other side. So and the ice gets a little bit thicker the further north it goes. So it's just from your perspective, you just see this downward bow of ice, and he's going towards it.
Are you cold-blooded?
No.
Okay.
So you get the demon fire in
It's a
it.
demon thing.
She got some special flags.
Shoot. Can I try and swim to him with the current to see if I can get to him fast enough?
Yeah. Acrobatics?
Okay.
Dexterity's fine.
Okay. Acrobatics is really nice.
When
That's fine.
she does that, I'm going to start casting its action plus 10 minutes, so it's a ritual of a telepathic bond
Okay.
on the dwarf and her and myself.
The gnome.
The gnome. The one.
The gnome, excuse me.
And I'm not aware of any of this because I'm way at the front, right?
Sure. Well, you know something's gone under, but I think that's about all you can see from your vantage point.
Oh.
Do I recognize? Would I have known it's a Am I?
It's not a member of your family, but you know it's a Copperforge gnome that went down. It's too dark to tell.
Okay, so I am aware that this is happening then.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
You just don't know the details. You probably didn't see Aura go down or anything. You saw the
17
first
for a
part.
dex check.
17? Yeah, you were able to catch up because they're actively trying to swim in the other direction. Yeah, you managed to get a hold of them.
Okay. I guess I'll try and swim back to the hole.
This will be strength.
That's strong. Oh, 17.
Yeah, you make it to the lip of the ice just in time. And you help them out. Also just freezing.
Yeah.
I'll roll his damage.
The D.
Yeah. He's not looking well. Like he's 2 seconds away from hypothermia, it seems.
Oh, did that not take around 10 minutes, whatever? If they broke up through before 10 minutes, then I don't cast that spell.
Okay, sure.
Copy that.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's his like body is starting to shut down and he's blue in the face, his lips are blue.
I feel like it's not gonna help, but I'll just like hold him close because I know I'm warm, but I feel like I still know that I can't help him.
Hop out of the cart and rush over and start doing Sacred Flame.
I go with Andre, yeah, and put Orithil next to.
Ah, shit.
Yep.
Idiots!
Oh, all right. So who is
Bobo.
exactly around the hole right now? You, Andre.
Are we back in the cart?
Hmm?
Are we back in the cart?
Well, Andre just said he ran over to help me,
Right.
and you just said
Also,
Are we back in the cart?
No.
Or are we still in the?
We went to the ice
We're right on the
break.
edge. I just pulled him out. He's freezing.
Oh well, put him on the cart first.
I think we're gonna have that shot.
Sinking.
All of you, please make a dexterity
Yeah.
saving throw.
Oh no!
Me too?
No,
Well,
you're still
everyone who's at the mouth.
Okay,
of
yeah,
the
I'm
ice.
not near.
So
Yeah, I'm not.
You're fine.
Part 2.
Oh, yep, you're fine.
Wait, I still have liquor in my. I'm probably drinking to stay warm.
Great. You do that.
I mean, I'm guessing that's probably what I've been doing up
12.
there. Yeah.
Continue.
4.
4. Oh, no.
17.
17. Nitsage, you get flung into the air as this mass just bursts out of the water. The ice that you're standing on, you're still standing on it, but it is no longer connected to the rest of the ice.
Oh,
It
no.
flings you, and you start sliding toward the edge of this cliff.
I
The
want.
lip.
If that happens, well, maybe my dexterity doesn't help at all. But if is there a way I can jump up off the ice and try and use my feather fall to land safely, or is that part of the dexterity saving throw?
I'm gonna let the chance cubes
Okay.
figure that out. You want more than 2 loot. Thank you, Rickety Cat, for the sub. 13 months.
More than 2 blue. More than 2
13 months.
I'm ready for you.
Hey, and people got 5 emotes. Yeet. Yeah, so you're able to do that. As you jump off the ice, you look down and you are over the edge, and you're able to position your body, and you've been doing this your whole life, so you start to just like float back toward the lips.
My robe.
Yeah, so you barely land. The rest of you see this wriggling, massive shape.
Oh, crap.
By the way, Rickety Cat, 13 months, is a baby zebra. Continue with the wriggly thing.
And it smashes back down into the water and just carves a deeper hole. Everyone is like getting off of the carts. You see, Grit Flintjaw. He just starts like pulling a bunch of these round things out of his jacket, and just getting ready. It's like his whiskers are twitching. Like he's super excited.
Grit, what is that?
Salamander, frost salamander.
Get off the ice now!
It comes back around, and we're gonna roll for initiative.
Damn, I was gonna be like, give me a pistol.
Oh, now I roll a high number.
Of course, me too.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I didn't do too bad either. What'd you roll?
Nice.
I rolled a 15.
22.
22. Anyone beat that?
20.
23.
Dang.
23. Aura.
Almost.
Bubo. Sorry. Aura, Bubo, that's all I got so far. Sorry. He was what?
20.
20. Andre.
16.
Okay.
Wait, I thought you got 15.
I rolled
Oh,
15.
and you got +1. Also 16.
Friendship power activate.
Twinsy. Initiative activate.
Twinsy initiative, activate! I think we should get double the power for everything we do.
Nope.
Because it's double the roll.
Just,
Okay.
just,
Aura, it's your turn. It is currently underwater.
It's currently underwater.
Oh my
okay.
god.
I'm gonna bonus action cast haste on myself, and I'd like to hold 2 Eldritch Blasts for as soon as I see it.
Nice. Okay. Bubo.
Let's do. I got new stuff. Sorry.
New stuff, new stuff.
I need to go before I can use my new stuff. Oh goodness.
Not good.
Sweet. Oh, that's
Not
what
good.
it is. Can I see the creature for Hunter's Mark? Yeah, how do you want to play that?
Yeah, under the ice.
You can see within range, mystically markers required. I mean, I did see it when it popped out,
Yeah.
but that's up to you because I like to cast Hunter Mark.
I'd say you'd have to wait for it to appear again because it's super dark out and it's
Okay.
murky water.
Can oh boy, then yeah. There's not much I can do till he shows up again. I can't see him under the water. Hold on. Primary awareness. Doesn't reveal location's number. With dark vision, am I able to track it in a way?
I'll let you make that a check. You get a perception check.
Oh, what do you want? Perception?
Mm-hmm.
17.
Okay, so you can see that it has. You see its shadow, sort of.
Yeah.
As you're looking, it all looks dark until you see some of that dark shift, and you've locked onto this mass. So it's gone down through the ice again. It's rounding back again, this super long, fleshy body. And it looks like it's about to come back up, and it's coming back towards the same opening that it just went down through.
Okay, so since I can see the mast, I can Hunter's Mark it?
Yeah.
Great. So we'll Hunter's Mark it for a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll use my two attacks to fire 2 arrows at flaming arrows at the opening of it, the opening where he came out before, to entice it to come out the same direction, as opposed to popping out somewhere else from the ice, breaking through the ice. So my goal is to aim an arrow and get on each side of the hole.
Sort of. So
Yeah,
there's
just
little
to
pits of
like
flame.
two little like
Great.
tracking markers of flame, or they'll fire
Cool.
the arrows.
Smart.
Yeah,
Alright.
and that's my turn.
Nitsich.
How far am I from the hole that he made?
You're fairly far. You're a good, you got blasted. You're about 60 feet away from everything because you're right at the, just came down just inside the lip of that edge.
Shit. Oh shit. Are we all still on the ice?
Yes.
I'm going to...
He's drawing a map for us. I'm
Yep.
sorry, I don't
But
think
feel
you
free
guys
to keep
can see
talking. I can pop in and do this in a minute. Or we can cut to this in a second.
it. Maybe? You talk.
I'm going to run my full movement of 30 feet. So you said I'm about 60 feet from everything, right?
Yeah, so this, where'd you go?
It's just an
Yeah,
N.
you're there. So this is edge of the world. This is a cliff. And then everything from basically this side onward is just straight up.
Okay. So I'm gonna run 30 feet, try and get closer to that hole. And then hopefully with the 60 feet that I have, I'm going to aim at I'll aim at the center of the hole of like water. And like, I'm going to try and cast the Ray of Frost on the water to try and make it icy. I don't know how it's going to work.
Okay.
Either it's going to, it's an attack, but yeah, it's like cold damage. So I don't know if it's going to make ice, but I'm going to certainly try and do it anyway. Because I don't know. So yeah.
You're frozen right now.
That's what I'm trying to do, like a little Frozen kind of style.
Frozone. Frozone.
I said Frozen.
Oh, okay. She said frozen.
Oh no, I said frozen.
It's okay, just let it go.
Cool.
Stupid.
It's a
Get out.
12.
Please throw something at him.
You need all these things. Wait, I don't need this. Get out of here.
Oh my.
It's a 12.
Oh, because
And this was so sorry. You're trying to seal it up.
Yeah, I'm trying to seal it up with this like attack frost. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
sure. Yeah. We'll say you get about half of it covered.
Oh, half more than I thought. Great. Okay, and that's all I can do.
All right, Starheart, it's your turn.
I'm too far away to do anything, aren't I?
You're up here.
Where's the hole?
Man, if we had our minis.
This is the big one. This is the first one. So you're closer to the hole where everything's happening right now.
And how big is it in diameter?
Huge. Let's see. I would call it huge.
I see.
How to categorize it?
Can I? Again, I want to try something.
Thanks for the follow, devious Muppet.
Devious puppet.
That's a great name.
I like that.
I want to try something similar to Nitsitch. I have no idea how this will work, but I want to cast Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Just to see if it. Again, it's an attack, but I want to see if I could use it as a way to like almost shoot into the hole, like into the water, as if I could illuminate that area. Is that feasible?
You're trying to like blast a fireball underwater, or not a fireball, but like trying to send fire.
Something similar, yeah. Just to see if I can illuminate
I
anything.
See. Sure.
within
Okay.
that region.
So before it extinguishes itself, you're able to see this purple hide on the top, like light blue on the bottom. This very wide face with like little beady eyes on either side. Very, very like fleshy skin.
Our Nerdsmith is raiding with a party of 8.
Party of 8!
Thanks for the raid!
We just rolled initiative. Perfect timing.
Thanks very much. So yeah, you see the reflection of these solid black eyes right before it comes out.
Oh, good.
Right before it comes out. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Was cantrips aren't bonuses, are they?
No.
No. Okay. I think I'm too far away to really do anything.
You can move closer.
I don't think I want to until it. No, I'm staying where I am. Oh, mending. I can do mending as a bonus, but I did not mend anything. Okay, I'm done.
Hooray! It's turn now. So it busts out of the water, but people were holding attacks, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, feel free.
Okay.
Roger, you can do that.
Yeah, you can hold your action.
He's a high initiative.
I would have done something.
Sorry.
Next time.
Okay, so.
Hold actions.
The first one will probably miss, which is an 11.
11!
Definitely misses.
Okay. But the second one, I'm pretty sure will hit. That's a 24.
Yes.
Okay, this is 1 to
Okay. 5 points of force damage
Okay.
to the salamander as he emerges from the ice.
So this super wide rubbery face just comes out. It would look cute until you see it open its mouth and it's just daggers of teeth just hanging from
It
his
would
maw.
look cute.
It's a
Well, yeah, because
langolier.
when his mouth is closed, he's got this cute little like axolotl look happening, like a dark blue and purple axolotl thing. But the second he opens his mouth, you're like, fuck, this is terrifying.
So he's
Wait, would you say it's like toothless?
Let me find something that'll. I got a cube.
probably not. Its eyes aren't that cute.
So it's coming up right, basically exactly what Bublo did, baited him. So he's coming up right where the flames are.
Am I near that hole? Am I like?
You know, you're near the smaller hole.
Okay,
so
cool.
you're here huddled with the other gnome. I think Andre is the closest to this particular hole because that's right where his wagon stopped. And Nitsuj is coming up on the further side of that. So Andre I think is the closest.
I was on the hole.
Sucks to you, bud. He gets a lot of attacks.
Oh.
Counterspell. I'm kidding.
Animal.
You said it would be cute if it hadn't opened its mouth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's important for Starfire.
Charm monster.
I know, unfortunately.
What? The fishing pole? I thought about that.
3 of these hit. So Andre, you can barely make out the shape that is coming at you in the night and the dark, where the only light is this dim white splashing on everything. And the first thing you see clearly is a little 4-clawed paw just coming right for you. And you're gonna take for that one.
Okay, I got me.
So that is 7 damage. That is 7. Sorry, let me. I'll get a total for you.
Oh, okay.
24 piercing damage because he hits you. So he paws you once and slams you to the ground, and then 2 more paws. You realize as this thing keeps swinging that it has 6 legs and it's rearing up on the back ones, like on his fleshy body, to like so one misses and just rakes at the ice and leaves these deep grooves in it, but the other 2 just bat you around like a cat and a toy.
Cat toy.
And then it still gets more things. Hit. Ouch. 15, so 13 piercing damage, and
Still to me?
yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's sorry, and 2 cold damage
Gotcha.
as it bites down on you. So it's just like bam, whack, whack, whack.
Okay. Okay.
And you all now see this thing, and it's as it's biting him, like the rest of his body is sort of like crawling up onto the solid, like onto the ice. He's pulling the rest of his body out of the water. He's got this long whipping tail. And it is now Aura's turn.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna try something, because why not?
Yeah.
I don't think
Hey,
it's gonna-
Digger. Experience varies at this table, but everybody's welcome.
Excuse me. I'm gonna try and cast suggestion at this thing.
Okay.
Okay. I think this will work. So I think it just has to be able to hear me.
And understand you.
Oh, it has to be able to understand me.
Don't.
Wait, but can you? Because I was thinking about this. Because I was going to try to do something similar. Can you make a gesture?
I don't think it would understand a gesture.
Well, I mean, you can try.
All right, it's okay. I have a feeling it might not understand me. I might be wrong,
Sorry, there
but
you are.
okay.
Yes, I know she is.
She can try.
I'm gonna cast Hex on it as my bonus action. And then I'm just gonna hit it with 2 more Eldritch Blasts.
Sure.
Okay, 19 to hit, and then 13 to hit.
1 hits.
1 hits. So, 10, and then also a D. D6. Okay, so it's going to take 7 points of force damage and 4 points of necrotic damage.
Alright.
And I'm going to yell for all the survivors to start heading to the shoreline.
Okay. They stand. It is now Bubo's turn.
How far am I from Nisage?
You are, you're in front of him. Nitsage is here. You're close to this edge of the ice. You shot your arrows right there. You're here. You're within,
I
you're
like
within
the
15
ice.
feet of him.
Cute.
The king.
Come and get it, baby. Come and get it.
I'm going to move to Nitsage and ask him for the bag of holding and retrieve the fishing rod and glow hook. I want to do more, but is that the sum of my turn?
That might be all you have time for, because you're gotta get to him, dig into a bag, pull out a thing.
I just gotta call it to it. I just gotta call to it and it'll come out of the bag.
Of the bag, but you still have to like run over to the bag, talk to him, do your thing. So I'd say that's your turn in that case.
Am I able to at least attach the glow hook to the rod, or is it already attached?
Sure. We'll say you ready it. You take that turn to get it
I'm
and ready.
super intrigued by this.
Sweet.
And then, where's the creature in relation to us now?
He's right here on the
Oh,
edge of the
that's
ice.
him, the ice block.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he's like about this. Actually, let's use this. He's like that. Be a big boy.
Okay, I'd like to use the rest of my movement to shuffle further away from him.
Okay.
Because I ran towards Nitsage for the 15 feet,
Yep.
and then the rest of my movement to kind of step backwards.
Okay. So yeah, giving you a straight shot here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's me.
Cool. Andre, your turn.
Okay. So I'm freaking out by being pinned by this creature. And I just throw up real quick my hands, holding my holy symbol, and I cast Banishment.
Nice. From the get-go.
Ruh-roh, what has to happen now?
He needs to make a charisma saving throw of 15, or he is
100.
gone for 1 minute from this plane of existence.
Oh no. 15?
Get out of here.
Which one? Con?
Charisma.
Get out of here.
Shit.
Yeah.
The water just fills in the space that you just displaced.
Everyone, get off the ice. We have 1 minute.
We have 1 minute.
Help me get the cart out of the water.
Let's leave the cart.
Yeah! It's wood, it'll float!
Wait, is it wood? I'm guessing it's wood.
How?
Sure would. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I've already left and running.
Right.
Yeah, and I go to the closest edge of the water,
Okay.
or not the water. I'm sorry, the land and the ice. Right off the ice. What's the?
The closest
Closest
is
to
the
me
edge.
being
You,
off
so this
the
is where
ice.
y'all came up.
Uh-huh.
This is where you're trying to go.
So we gotta get over there
Can
to
I-
that
oh.
part of land.
No, we
No,
gotta
we
get
wanna go
to
the other
us.
way.
This
No,
is
you
where
wanna
you came
come-
in.
Sorry.
This is where you're trying to leave.
That way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. How far can we get in a minute?
Pretty
In a
far.
minute? Pretty far.
Pretty
Yeah,
far.
you
It's
Yeah,
10
like-
rounds of combat.
You run
Yeah.
35.
However, since
every
the
6
ice
seconds.
is cracked
Oh,
and
yeah.
mostly destroyed, I'm going to have each of you make we'll do 1 round of dexterity saving throws and then another round of
Copy
dexterity.
that.
Wait, don't I also
sounds
have
good.
some? Because I'm level 3 rogue now. Don't I? Wasn't there some like super fast running thing?
Climbing.
Oh, I can climb.
Mhm. Dexterity saving throws, please.
Good,
Which kind?
good.
Dexterity.
Oh gosh, I suck at this.
I'm wearing spider climb boots.
Oh,
Would that
you're
affect this at all?
I mean, you'd stick to the ice pretty well, but the ice itself is the problem. Yeah. 22. Okay.
Not good. I think I might use one of my blessings, maybe.
Oh shoot, I have those too.
Yeah,
I need to
you
use
guys
that.
do.
Hmm.
Alright, la, la, la. Oh yeah, that's much better.
It's D6 per
Uh-huh.
person.
17.
17. Okay.
16, and I'm using my jumping to get across.
Okay.
A little better.
Did anyone else expend blessings in this moment?
Blessing for me, but I got a 16.
Okay.
13. With a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Wait, don't I have some.
You have 2 blessings?
All right.
No, I have.
That's everybody.
I thought my roguey thingy. I could roguey.
Well, Starheart, well, you're
No,
trying
I
to
want-
remember what you have.
How do I find the
Features and traits.
Mm-hmm.
features and traits?
Nah.
No, it's not. It's only doing cleric features. It's not. Oh, there we go.
Haha.
Nah.
Shush me! I don't want to get wet.
Worse than that.
Or eat it.
I'll put it this way.
Anyway.
My dress. Frick!
No, I thought you changed out of it.
Yeah, I
out of
thought
the
you
dress.
changed
You
out.
moved to the back of the cart.
Did
Changed.
change out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me. Continue.
Yeah. You fall into the water. And you're gonna take some cold damage. You take 10 cold damage when you splash under the ice. The current's going. You can feel the current begin to pull you, but it hasn't moved you yet.
So I'm just in the water. I'm not under the ice.
Correct.
I yell help.
Um,
I yell it and I flay it. Do I know how
it
to
comes
swim?
out as bubbles above the surface. You're underwater.
Didn't we go swimming? Didn't we go underwater?
Oh, we did go underwater at some point. Yeah, so I know
She
how to
was
swim.
playing in that. Yeah, you were playing in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
lake.
Did I
didn't
dog
see.
paddle? Can I dog pat? Can I like to the surface?
Not at this moment. Right. So Andre, take your turn, and everybody else, 1 more round of these.
Oh, wait.
Unless, what's up?
Sorry. I have dark vision.
What does that have to do with
Great,
swimming?
so you can see underwater.
Like, look at how wet it is
I
here.
want to know if it's near me.
No, it's on another plane of existence.
It's not even here.
For 10 rounds.
Oh, that's. Ignore me. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Can I yell out to Bubo? Can I yell out to Bubo? Bubo, the pole to Starheart. And keep running.
The what?
The pole
The
Starheart.
pole to Starheart.
Yeah, she's not a water creature. It won't work on her. Use rope instead. It's faster.
The fishing pole only works for water creatures?
With a hook on the end of it.
It wraps around people. It wrapped around me. That's how I used it to get me. The fish,
lasso.
the fish dude.
The fishing pole just is unbreakable, and the line is unbreakable, and then the fish hook attracts. It's irresistible to all fish creatures or water creatures.
That is true.
Oh,
So I
okay.
don't
So
know
he
which
used the line on you specifically. But the hook, yeah, he's right. The hook is irresistible to any aquatic life form.
Irresistible?
Yes. So like
Copy
basically,
that.
if he went fishing for that thing,
Copy
he
that.
would catch it, guaranteed.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No worries.
So don't put it near Starheart. In
Nope.
other words.
Yep. Don't want to do that.
Because then she'll get
It
eaten.
would attract to whenever he showed up again.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Hooray!
Yes, sir.
I'll
we'll
give you
make another
all
roll,
a
right?
a few seconds to do something else before it's time to move again. So basically, I'm asking more or less: are you continuing to move forward, knowing that Starheart is now under the ice? Are you scrambling to save her?
No.
What is the goal?
I think I think we're all behind Starheart at this point in time, right?
Well, we've all moved, and then
Oh.
it's so you guys are you're about halfway there. So after the second move, you'll be across, but she's here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
She's
we?
splashing around.
Yeah.
Can I?
So I'd like to toss rope underneath, or toss rope wherever she fell. See
Okay.
if she can grab onto it.
Dex.
And I'll help out. I'll help out Bubo and grab the rope as well too to
Mhm.
help anchor.
Cool.
18 plus 7.
Great. Yeah, she manages to grab onto it.
9.
And the two of you together, no need for a strength check. You're able to pull her out of the water, but now she is also suffering major cold damage.
I've been saved.
Yes.
You're out of the water,
But
but
you're
you're still
cold.
freezing.
But you're
See,
freezing
I'm smart. I
cold.
got out of the water.
With the help of my comrades.
6
With-
more
with-
cold damage.
With the
buddy.
help of dark vision, you get out of the water.
I 6 more?
Yup.
Aye.
Fine. I didn't need that anyway. Does my legitimate question.
Yeah.
Does the drink that I've imbibed keep me warm at all?
I mean, here's the thing about that. It's more of a chemical illusion. It doesn't
Yeah.
keep you warmer. It just makes you feel warmer. It actually does more harm than good.
I secretly know this, but at the same time, I'm like,
But yeah, I mean, no. At this point, we're talking hypothermia levels of cold. That drink means jack
Okay.
at this moment.
who's near me? Or I don't even know whose turn it is. Ignore me. Never mind.
Pulled you out.
We pulled you out.
Thank you.
Nitsuch and
Yeah.
Bubo yanked you out. You're now freezing and wet. But I'm assuming you guys are like picking her up and
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
Sliding.
Yeah.
Dragging and sliding and moving.
So all of you again, dexterity saving throws, but Nitsuch and Bubo with disadvantage
Copy
because
disadvantage.
you're dragging someone with you.
Yep.
I'll start rolling for the
Yeah, take a lower
dwarves as well.
I'm
We're all
gonna,
taking
That's really good.
dex saving throw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my blessing.
Another 16.
16.
Give me a second.
18.
22.
You know what? I'm gonna use both my blessings.
Oh,
Dang.
jeez, bud. We have rerolls
just,
too.
just in case. No, that's okay.
I got an
We have-
16.
We have rerolls.
Right?
We have 2 of
Fine.
them.
Do we want to re-roll?
18 high enough, you think?
Well, how bad your punishment do you think it will be if you keep the roll you have?
I'm re-rolling.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
I'm using our re-roll.
Perfect.
18 you think is fine?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, bitch! Sorry, I went from that one to 17.
Much better.
Oh.
So much better. Did you say no?
Said, oh.
Yeah, no, I'm very pleased with
All
that.
right, yeah, you all just boosh, you make it across. But you still take more cold damage. 3 cold damage. And the little fella, the dwarves and the other gnomes help the other guy across who was all bundled up, but he is also
Okay.
suffering. But yeah, so you make it back onto dry land, onto a road. The wagons are forfeit. No one took the time to actually hook them up. The mules are still there. The first mule got cut off, the one that Starheart was riding. But the other one, the third cart that had started tipping in, it dragged the mule in with it. So that mule's done. And the other one is locked onto.
Nice musical.
Yeah.
It's like a bad game of Oregon Trail.
So this one is stuck just in the ice, and this one has been cut.
We did not. Yes.
Oh,
It's a bad game
we
of
failed to
Oregon Trail.
ford the
To ford the
lake.
river. Did
Ford
anybody
the
get
river.
dysentery? 'Cause that's the
Well, they're
most
about to die of pneumonia, so
Right.
we're not far off. All right, fuck. So one of
You
the
left in
donkeys
the
is still
winter.
on the ice.
One of the donkeys is on the road.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, sorry, yeah. One is on the road. The dwarves were able to save it because it was far enough away from
Right.
the action. This one they just abandoned, so it's sitting there. The cart is kind of like the wheels of that cart are in a crack in the ice, and like there's no time, and they took off.
Yeah.
And this one just bloop, like Arthaxed.
Oh no.
Sorry, donkeys.
Are we gonna try and go back and get that donkey?
Yes!
Nope. No, donkey's fine.
We also don't have much time. We
Leave
need to
it.
get away from this area as fast as possible, or we will still be in
Let's
danger.
leave.
All right.
Diva is very sad over this donkey.
I take you by the hands, Starheart.
Or Starheart is also sad through me.
You're right. I understand.
Oh God, I'm
Sad
so
and
sad.
shivering.
No, like me too. I don't like sad animals. Anyway, yes,
Won't be
take
sad
my
for longer.
hands.
Everything will be fine. We will find more donkeys, and he will have a good life wherever he's going to.
Like a farm upstate?
Yes, a farm very, very upstate.
You know, that
And the
that thing
creature
had-
would have been
that thing
fed.
had legs and claws. Do you
As
think
we're
he'd
all
follow up us
Yes,
on
we're still moving.
the land?
Keep moving.
Hurriedly walking.
Hurriedly
So
walking.
you see the dwarves and the other gnomes ahead of you, and they're doing their best, but now they're on foot in the snow on these mountains. No carts, no blankets, no food, no rations, and just booking it.
Hermed, do you think that thing can go on land as well?
They're known for digging tunnels through the ice and the mountains. They're less strong at the mountains, but they've got tunnels all over this place. That's part of why we don't want to have any sort of fire or anything really along those. We have to be very, very careful. Unfortunately, I don't think the... He kind of looks at Starheart for a second. Cold ones are going to make it.
Wait, I'm cold.
Is there a village nearby that we could take them to?
Can we build shelter?
There's a couple of other hut-type villages, but they're about a day's away.
I would like to. I'm gonna look at who's closest to me between the four of them.
Well, I just took your hands and said something to you, so
Okay.
probably me.
You.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast command,
Oh, okay.
and I say,
Cuddle.
for warmth. But yeah. So I command you to cuddle.
Sure.
Okay.
I have an idea. I can if we stay here
Oh
for
no! Go ahead.
if we stay here for a minute or two I can cast an invisible room, and we can get those who have dealt with the cold in the room, and I can make a fire, which is not visible from the outside, to try and heat them up. I'm talking to the dwarfs.
Oh, sorry. Good idea. They all sort of look at each other and like, I don't like it. I don't like it. Do you like it? No, I don't like it. But, do it.
Fine. So it does say, so it's 60 feet up, right?
How many people can it hold?
8.
There's more than 8 of us, right?
But that who have dealt with the cold specifically, like Starheart and the other gnome that went under.
What environment are we in?
Like tundra?
Mountain. We're in mountain. So
It lasts for an hour, yeah.
I am particularly familiar with this natural environment, and I am adept in traveling and surviving in this region, along with those in my
Range
party, I believe, as well.
skills.
Yeah, with Natural Explorer. So I think with that, I can assist in helping others survive that aren't up with you. So we could split, as it were, take the ones in dire need up with you, and then I can use my skills to help everybody else.
Is there a
survive as
mountainous
well.
terrain? Is there like elevation around this area here, or is it all still flat?
I mean, yeah. So even though it is flat, you're still in high elevation. You're still in the mountains. It's just you're going between peaks, and just those little in between.
So
where these
what I'm
flat
gonna
areas are.
try and do for to not have people like climb a rope to get to this space is to make the hut right next to like an incline, so it can kind of go up, and that we can kind of go the incline and then go into the door
Okay,
instead of like up the rope.
I see what you're saying. Yes, you can walk them in as opposed to.
Right.
I'm just going through.
That's what I'm gonna try and do.
Cool. And you and Andre are cuddling.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just realizing I have all these features that I didn't realize that I featured.
I need you to do your homework.
I need to do my homework.
Could save you so much.
It's okay, she's sleepy.
Andre,
Yes?
take Starheart, and Gnome, you sir, please go up to the room up there. And then I'm gonna go in there with him, and then cast Orfill and try and create some heat.
I'm standing outside. Do we see light coming from
No, you
the
should not
tree?
see anything.
Shouldn't?
Nope.
Okay. If not, I
Wait,
had something
I
for that.
can help.
You do no such thing. You need to rest.
I'll go up and also light my dagger and hold it near the, like a wand, like when you're going through security.
Right.
Like I'm waving it around the gnome to try to warm him.
Damn it all.
Yeah,
Should have been
it's
making
just where
disadvantage checks on all
he's
those.
stabilized.
you're tired.
Dagger, it's not a hut. It's a magical invisible room. It's a spell that he's got. But yeah.
Danny, I'm sorry. I should have been making disadvantage on all those checks. Because of my exhaustion.
Fine, we're already here. Monster.
Monster.
Mm.
Just kidding.
Yeah, so he stabilizes a bit. He's still wet, but he's no longer seems to be freezing. And then you two are outside. You didn't go in, or
Well, you went into the places.
Yeah.
okay.
she's
So then,
going
yeah.
inside,
So
she's
you're
cold.
no longer suffering cold damage. You're doing better.
Sweet.
And things are fine for the moment. But I'd say enough time has passed for my friend to come.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
right.
Oh, that's level.
Well, we didn't get far, but I can do it 2 more times.
Lucky for you, it does come stomping across. You hear the massive cracks of ice as this thing pulls it out. Like, it's just echoing around, because otherwise it's a very silent, quiet night. But it's just splash, splash, and just ding, 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 ding. You hear all the legs hitting, slapping the ground at the same time. But it is unable to find you exactly. However, its big, wormy, fat body is kind of like, if you guys are up there on that incline, it's now just, it takes up the road. And it's just kind of like hunting up and down, trying to find heat.
Did we keep moving for a little bit? We were kind of off the ice because the dwarves and the rest of the party kept going ahead, right?
Yes.
So we're definitely like over 100 something
Yes.
feet.
His
Thing's big,
speed is
though.
60
Right.
feet, so he's
Fair enough.
booking it. So the stragglers who are outside, not in your invisible room, are the ones that he finds. Not within range yet,
outside.
but will be soon. So you hear screams of some dwarves and gnomes outside.
Can we hear? We can't hear the screams in the invisible room, though, can we?
Yeah, we can.
We can't. Okay.
Shoot, I guess we can put him in the hut and we can go out and fight.
Yep. Or we could just put as many people in the hut, and then
8. So 7. We brought back to life 7, and then 3 dwarves. So we can only.
Well, we've got more than that with us, right?
Yeah, the Iron Horn and a bunch of other folks are
Oh
still
yeah,
with you guys.
I forgot about all the other
Well,
survivors.
they can fight too.
Yeah, they can. They were going to join in the last round, and then he booped.
All right, and then he booped. Okay.
We all up in your little hiding room?
Some of us
No,
are.
I
not
think it's a
not
handful, yeah.
not you. It was
You didn't come in.
I think I did.
Oh,
I think you did. It's Starheart,
Aura, Andre,
Andre,
and Gnome.
me, and the gnome. So there's 5 up there right now. I think Aura's gonna ditch out.
How much time has passed between the time at which he created his box and the return of our friend?
Oh yeah, I guess.
How much time is that?
I would say he probably popped back in a couple minutes ago and is just now catching up. By the
Yeah,
time it
he
took for you guys to set up
he popped in
things up.
before we even started
Would it
getting.
have been enough time for me to have created some sort of shelter that's slightly camouflaged?
That would probably take a couple hours. You've had like minutes at this point.
Yeah. Okay. So, have some of the younger ones come up to this room. I yell down.
Right, you got it. Come on, kids, inside. You have the dwarves are just shoving these kids in there. They don't have a word in edgewise. They're just chucking them into the hole. But yeah, the dwarves are getting out, and you see them again preparing their own individual weapons. You see Grit. You see Grit again with all those things, but now he's got a sort of like sparkler lit. Mustache is twitching. Bamir's got a whole bunch of just like jangly things around his wrist, and he's got this big old smile on his face. And Hermed is rolling out one of his cannons that he managed to drag all the way from the wagon. You see the Iron Horn, so all of Starheart's family are now sort of lining up. Mahoganyus is once again transformed into a bear.
Sweet.
And you have Klaxon on his rhino. He actually kind of is trotting up almost behind the monster because he had to, on his clockwork animal, really tiptoe around the area to get across the ice. So he's the last one to join.
Can I hold an action?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hop down off the rope so I can get one more person in there, besides me.
Okay.
Off the rope trick, and I'm gonna try to get a good view up on one of the side little slopes that were there, and when I see the beast coming, right when it hits about 120 feet, I'm gonna cast Wall of Fire.
Okay.
But I'm gonna cast it in its 20 diameter circle. So I know if this thing's 60 feet, I want it to hit two sides of this thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Would that be it? 20 diameter, 60 feet. The circle's.
You're gonna invite all the fireflies in the woods, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't have a thought.
I'm
not wise.
It's cool.
Can you grab me a damp paper towel?
I'm not wise at all.
And I'd like to look for some sort of like sniper nest up on this ledge. Some sort of like outcropping or sniper's location that I can fire arrows from.
Sure.
That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah, you find
some
one pretty
concealed,
easily.
concealed like location.
Yeah, because now you're near the oaks, so there's actually lots of tree cover here.
Cool. I'm actually gonna, so if the hut is like here, I want to go a little more, I guess, northward of the hut and use my spider climb boots to like get up in a tree so I would be able to draw him away from where the hut is.
Okay. Yeah.
And where the people, I guess, are hiding that couldn't fit in the hut.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, that would make a good idea, actually.
Range is 60 feet, so I think it's closer. Okay.
Woo. Hooray, hooray.
Okay.
That's funny.
Thanks.
I'll motion to Bubo, because can I see you on the like the opposite side? Are you like on the ridge on the opposite side of me? So I'm kind of motioning to you like to draw him away from the. Getting a new map.
Thank you guys for sticking around with us.
Yeah, thank you.
Kicking in.
Having a late night
Getting
adventure
crazy.
tonight.
It's okay.
I'm crazy.
Viva, that was a reroll. So that was the reroll was for whoever gets to use it.
We do have one reroll left.
Yeah, 'cause that
Starheart
was
used
one
one.
for
We
me.
do have one more.
So this is the hut.
Where's your laser pointer?
Tree.
Now he wants the laser pointer.
You just put it off my phone.
Oh, yes. It's right
in the tree. There's some bubo undercover. Big ass salamander thing. Rawr.
What is
With
it?
his six legs.
across the road?
It doesn't matter. Unless you want us
Oh,
to be
things
kind
matter.
of. Oh, things matter.
Let this dry first.
Sort of.
Klaxon.
Clacks off. Sorry. That joke's been made.
Dwarves. Iron Horn. This is not quite the edge, but that's where the road stops.
I see.
Key.
Oh, because I guess there's the cliff
Continues
there,
there.
so we wouldn't.
All the gnomes and injured innocents, what have you, are over here.
Is that me?
That's you.
Can I be
and-
there on the other side so that way I get kind of a back angle shot on him? That was my plan.
Yep.
Great.
Here.
And then that way I'm opposite of Aura.
Where's the hut?
In the middle. It's the
That's,
boob.
that's the
Yep.
circle thing.
Yeah,
so
it's
are
the
people still
boob.
in the hut or just outside the hut?
It's a boob hut.
There's 8 people in the hut.
Okay, but none of you directly, correct?
No.
Correct. We're all out the hut.
You're out
Right,
of the
Andre?
hut.
Or are you still in the hut?
I haven't had a turn to move yet.
Okay, so you're all kind of hanging out.
We're pre-planning.
Yeah, but you're in like cover or something like that. I mean, you can just tell me where you are at this
Yeah.
point. Yeah, this is
Well-
your time to move freely and set yourselves up
Oh,
before we get back into initiative. Is what I'm saying.
gotcha. Yeah, I'll be with everyone else.
Where's everyone else?
We're spread out. I'm in a tree.
Sorry.
Bubo's also in a higher spot.
Gotcha.
I don't know where Nitsage and
Yeah.
Starheart are.
Starheart should be in the hut, and then Niches is right below it, right? Because you let
But I
everyone.
thought we were able to move.
Yeah, so that incline, I was hoping like the incline was like right there, right,
Yeah.
for the people to come up. So I'm kind of roughly around that area.
Okay, so you're kind of up.
Uh-huh.
You're looking down at it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say Andre's kind of with you, and Starheart,
Yeah.
are you inside, outside? Where you be?
Where did you say you were?
I went outside.
I would also like to go out. How long does the hut last for?
An hour.
An hour. Okay. Can I use abilities from within the hut?
It will not come out. You have to poke
will
your
not
head
come
out.
You have to peek out.
Okay. I'll just come out and if I can go up a tree too, just for vantage.
Okay.
And I'm also 2D and
Uh-huh.
I'm getting very sleepy very fast, so
Okay.
I might need to leave early.
We just want to call it now because it is pretty late, and we can pick up this fight later.
Yeah.
Let's do
Good
that.
setup.
Okay.
All right, we're all set up. I'll take
I'm
a million pictures.
Okay.
That's
Oh,
what
I
did
feel
last time.
bad. If
No.
no,
I mean, we were
Okay.
definitely pushing time.
Yeah, because I mean, we're about to go into combat, and this would
Yeah,
take a
yeah.
while.
Mhm.
So
So cool.
this leaves us at a good spot for next time too, because
does,
then
it
we get
does,
to
it
fight
does,
right
it does.
away.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well, thank you everybody for coming. Thanks again, Wormwood, for not just the sponsorship, but for the raid tonight.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank you. We are Nerdsmith also for the raid. Thanks everybody for coming, hanging out. One last kind of mention: if you guys like Wormwood products, we do very much. They make dice trays, dice cases, vaults, all that good kind of stuff, towers and whatnot. If you would like to buy one for yourself, you can. You can use our code Perception at checkout for free shipping. Also, if you're into luxury dice, there is Level Up Gaming. They have this really beautiful. Level Up Dice. They have these very beautiful craftsman dice, and if you use our link, that helps us out quite a bit because if we get enough activation through that link, that'll allow us to get dice that we can then give away on stream, along with other goodies in the future. So please check these out if you're so interested, and we will be doing a raid because we like to pay everything forward. So at the end of the raid, we always raid. Make sure you join us tomorrow night for Perception Check, which is our other live play D&D show with our felted friends, Chunk, Cucumber, Brian, occasionally Willow, Ryan, our DM, and then whoever else happens to stop by. It's super crazy. So this one's a little more grounded. We try to roleplay a lot more, and then poor Ryan has to deal with the felted friends for another evening every week. And it's bonkers. It's really fun. We also have a movie talk show on Mondays called Cinephilia, which is we'll be back, I believe, next month or this month. Soon. Just
Soon.
hang out in our Discord. Check it out. We'll let you know. And then we'll have the return of Quarter to One soon. We've been playing more board games lately and minis painting. We're trying to fill a lot of our free time by bringing you guys more content. And what allows us to do that is all of your donations. So every cheer, every subscription, every dollar, every tip, all that stuff. The reason we have that is so that we can continue to bring you guys this stuff. We have a beautiful studio now, and we're trying to keep it. So thanks again, everybody. But most of all, thank you for your time. If you enjoyed yourself, tell a friend or two. It'll help us out immensely. So thanks for coming. Thanks for all the new faces. I'm running out of words that I can properly say. I am also pretty beat. So let's push that raid forward.
Cool.
You got it?
See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Next week.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.